And what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Scotty by Nature's TV, and we're here for another panel. The whatever, oh shit, whether you like it or not, the Housewife panel. Okay, we're here to talk about everything Housewives, from Housewives of Potomac, Housewives of Atlanta, if we want to, Housewives of Salt Lake City, if we ever get to that. So you know it is what it is. So you already know we have a star-studded cast on our panel tonight. Okay. Now it's only one person that's not here. It is Blue. Bundy had other obligations tonight, so she could not be a part of tonight's panel, but she will be back next week. But with that being said, we have someone here to sit in her spot until she comes back. And he's I'm gonna let y'all know who he is in just a second, but let me introduce everyone from the panel. Okay, first up, we're gonna bring in you the real T, aka Terrence, with his bitch bye fan in the building. Let's bring him in. Oh, you in here now, Terrence? Um, the next person we're gonna bring in right about now is Jamie. That's me. Okay,
Hey y'all,
Jamie.
what's
That's me.
Hey, Jamie.
Next person we
hey,
about
what's
to
going
bring in
on?
here is Josiah's World TV. Let's bring him
What's
into the
up? What's
building.
up?
Yes. What's good, Josiah?
What's good?
Next person, the newest person to the camp is Miss Niecy Dixon. Let's bring her
Hey
into the
y'all.
building.
Hey
Hey,
girl,
Miss
hey.
Nisi.
Hey.
And that we're bringing in here, like I said, Bundy is not here tonight, but he's here to sit in her spot for tonight. He's a YouTuber that I've known for quite some time now, but little do y'all know the camera that I use to do my videos is a camera that he gave me about 2 years ago. So in case y'all don't know, this person is the reason why y'all get the quality videos that you fucking get. Okay, so let's send a warm welcome to another team.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
I wasn't expecting that introduction. Thank you for making me blush.
What's going?
Appreciate it.
Ain't that nice?
We got a lot to talk
Yes, it
about.
is. Yes, it is.
Oh
So,
yeah, you ready?
we got a lot to talk about tonight. Y'all ready for tonight? Y'all ready for tonight? Y'all ready?
We got a lot to talk about. Woo.
Ooh, child.
A lot.
Jesus.
Okay. Now, first, before we get into anything, we're going to talk about the backlash that we have gotten for doing this panel. Me and Terrence more than anybody. Even Nisa got a little fever. It was said that Nisi was down to be a part of this panel, and I don't think that she was, but she is.
Please.
How rude.
These people
Right. I
some
don't know.
other
I
things
mean,
were said also.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they said something about each and every one of us.
Yeah. Somebody tried to say they thought y'all had Nene Leaks
each.
up here.
Oh my
Y'all tried
goodness.
it. Y'all tried it.
Mm-mm.
They
They tried
came. They were, but y'all. Listen, y'all people was not no worse than me, Terrence, and Bundy. Now we the three that they really were going in on. Us three, they were really going in on us. Okay, like for real. More so me and Terrence, because we toxic gay men at farmers.
Mm-mm.
So yeah,
Child, I ain't got nothing to say.
Terrence, what you sipping
I
on over
did
there?
I'm with Terrence.
I did my rant this morning. I ain't got nothing to say. If y'all want to know how I feel, I suggest y'all head over to my live. Then y'all can know how I feel.
There you go.
it.
There you go.
But I'm sipping
Exactly.
on
So
Bacardi and grapefruit.
Okay.
okay then. Before we get into anything, I see people in the comments are asking where Bundy is. I don't know if you did. I don't know if you caught it from the beginning, but Bundy couldn't be here tonight because she has other options tonight. She already let us know ahead of time that she wouldn't be able to do the panel tonight, but she'll be back. So we're gonna have a tonight. Bundy will be here in spirit. Shout out to our girl Bundy Blue. So we're going to start with, um, with the tweet. that people were talking about the other night. Now, before we get into anything, I know that people have been talking about the quality, the lagging of the audio and things of that nature. So we're going to try our best to make it a clear conversation because I know that I delay a lot up here. It is really a StreamYard situation. It could be a StreamYard thing, and it could be my Wi-Fi. It could be one or the other. But we're going to work with it the best that we can. I'm going to moderate it the best way I can so it won't be much overlap so y'all can hear what everybody is saying. We do get excited up here and we all got to say something, but we're going to try to make it so everybody can hear us.
There
So,
you go.
let me go to the group and get this tweet so we can read it and we're all going to state our opinions on this tweet because people have had a lot to say about Candace and her tweet that she made was it last night or the night before last?
Last night.
It was last night.
Last
Well,
night.
Okay,
please
so
read it and refresh some of our memory.
okay, the tweet says, I made it legal because, like you do in the zoo, you made it violent. But keep gaslighting. It's what we expect from your kind. That's the tweet. And people were going off about the tweet. We discussed it very briefly in our group chat, but we said that we would just leave it on the panel so we got us together. So I'm gonna start this off with Jamie and Nisi, because I think y'all two had different opinions on on the outrage of the tweet. So whichever one of y'all want to start first, y'all can. But Jamie and Nisi can go
You,
first as to what their opinions are of
you can go, Nisi.
the tweet.
Okay, so my issue with this tweet specifically is Candace's word choice. She talks about the zoo, and then she also says your kind. Now, if y'all saw the last panel, oh, it's echoing.
Wait a
If
minute,
y'all
it's an
know,
echo. Okay,
okay,
go
can y'all
ahead.
hear me? Okay, so if
Yeah.
y'all saw the last panel, y'all know it's still going a little bit. My issue with Candace is that she gives us rich Joanne Wright's woman. Woman in distraught. She's very much like, I'm better than you, even to her, like using the term hood rat. Now, I'm not Team Monique at all. Let me make that clear. But I feel like Candace cannot win for losing because she's always saying something that, like, you want to almost take Candace's side sometimes, but she's always saying something where it's like, okay, now I can't side with you, or now you didn't, ask yourself out. So my issue with that is her word choice, and those are typically words that white people have used against black people to talk about them negatively. And for her to use that word choice, I just think it was real ignorant.
Mm.
You make a compelling argument.
Mm-hmm.
That was very well said, DC. I will give you
It
that
was.
because my opinion was
It was.
going,
I wanted to hear what y'all were gonna say though, like
Yeah,
especially Jamie, because Jamie said she had a different opinion.
I do like your word choice. I didn't look at it in the context in which you looked at it, like super deep. I think that was good though. But for me, I feel like whatever Candace say, I honestly don't care what she says because I feel like a lot of times people like to attack people and think they're not gonna say nothing to them. So if you are a stranger, I don't know you, you're coming to my page to voice your opinion to me, and I clap back on you and I call your mama a bald-headed dead wench. You know what I'm saying? Or I call your child, whatever I call your child. It's like, girl, you shouldn't have came on my page and said anything to me. So I see it like if I went to Monique and I clowned Monique and I said, "Oh, your husband is this, oh, your children are that, or whatever," and Monique cusses me the fuck out. Monique has every right to say
Hold on, hold on,
whatever
hold on,
she
hold on, hold on,
says.
hold on. Let's try this. When someone is speaking, can we all put our mics on mute so it won't be an echo? If that can help.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Okay, go ahead, Jamie.
Okay, cool. So I'm saying like if basically, let me try and say that, wrap that up real quick for the people that probably didn't hear me. I feel like whatever Candace said. Y'all be out here poking this lady, poking a lot of other celebrities. I don't see what she said any differently than what somebody else says in the shade room comments. Now, if somebody, a stranger came to me, attacked me, and I called their child, whatever I call their child, or I called their mom, or I said whatever I said, don't be mad because you came over here and you over here bothering me. So take the heat. Now, if I went to Monique and I talked about her family, or I said this or that, or even just talked about her, and Monique clapped back on me and went off on me, called me bald headed, you ain't got no edges, this and that, your child uneducated. Why would I then take her post, go to social media? Oh my God, Monique, is this how you talk to people that are fans of the show? No, BITCH, because you should have never went, i.e. me, over to Monique's lane, bothering this lady. And then when this lady claps back on you, then it's an issue and you want to try and bring it out to the forefront because everybody, quote unquote, hates Monique. In this case, Candace. Everybody hates Candace. So everybody else is going to jump on the bandwagon to make her look even worse than what she is. So that's just my opinion. That's why I saw that differently. Like, a lot of people are upset about what she said. I understand the word choice, but I feel like y'all can't keep poking the bear and then the bear snatch us up and then you want to go cry to somebody about it. Well, what did you do? My opinion.
Okay, Terrence, Uriel, and Josiah, y'all three are next up. Whoever wants to go first can unmute their mics.
Okay, now I do have a question. What prompted Candace to say that tweet? Like, did Monique say something to her and she responded to Candace directly, or was she just like watching the show and she tweeted it?
Great question.
She was watching the show. So during the show, this is in regards to whenever Monique is telling Karen, well, your friend turned it legal. So then Candace tweeted and said, yeah, I had to turn it legal, something about the zoo, your kind, in response to the show.
Okay, well, that changes a lot because I think, in my opinion, all through Candace does gets on my nerves. I cannot stand Candace when she, attacks people verbally, and then when it comes back to her, she start crying and being dramatic. It's annoying. However, I guess she does have the right to respond however, she wanted to. But like Nisi said, the choice of words was definitely wrong because when she go in, Candace go in. I mean, didn't she just tell that blogger, to kill himself? And then look what happened. Didn't she attacked Ashley when she was pregnant? So she definitely needs to watch her mouth of words. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Uriel, Terrence, one of y'all next.
I guess since Sarah said he said what he had to say on his live, but the first thing I'll say is in reference to what Josiah said about Candace saying everything that she had to say. She has every right to say what she has to say, every right. But I also heard that she's losing a lot of opportunities because of set fight and things she said online. So she has to understand that whatever you type, whatever you say is going to have some consequences. One. The second thing is, I don't really care about this tweet for this reason. She's shown herself to be weak. Why do I say that? She's talking about taking it legal, but that wasn't your course of action. You went seeking help from other people, and then it was your mother who told you what to do. This wasn't a choice that you decided to make. So she can sit here and talk all that schmack that she wants to, but how about, what? Let Dorothy talk. Let Dorothy let us know about this process, not you. That's all I got.
Wait, not Dorothy though.
See, with Candace, I feel like it wouldn't be an issue if she didn't have a history of talking, like the hood rat comment coupled with the zoo comment, and then the your kind thing is a little bit like, who are you hanging around to be using these words as like jabs? I feel like whenever typical Black women argue, you don't start calling. That's like, to me, the next thing that Candace gonna tweet, next thing you know, Candace gonna be calling somebody a roach or something stupid like that, something ignorant. So it's like, she just has a history of saying dumb stuff. So to me, that tells me more about her personality, and that's really why I can't get down with that, and why I feel like she's shooting herself in the foot when she could really be winning in this situation because she did get snatched by the follicles.
Terrence, why you not saying nothing? We see you laughing, but I want to laugh too.
No, I'm laughing at all of y'all. Y'all crazy. Um, I ain't really got nothing to say. I feel like Candace does have the right to clap back any way that she sees fit. At the end of the day, though, it's the shit that come out of her mouth that I have the problem with because I just feel like she talks too much. Like she don't know when to stop. She don't know when to just let it be that. Like the whole wordage that she used, I wasn't here for. Like she could have clapped back if she wanted to, but all the rest of that was stupid. Like that's just how I feel. But I ain't got nothing else to say.
Well, since I'm the last one, for me, I do agree somewhat with Amy when she says that it really doesn't matter what she says if someone comes at her first. If anyone comes at you first, you have the right to say what you have the right to clap back and say whatever you want to say. But to what degree? Because when you use words like the zoo and your people, it doesn't come across the right way because of the history of those terms. You know what I mean? Because let's just be real. When I was reviewing the house and I called Nina, I got black backlash for calling her a damn ox. I didn't mean nothing by calling her an ox, but the fact that I called her an animal that across as like I was disrespecting a black person. You know what I mean? So it's really all about the and what you and how you say it because this is a very sensitive climate where if you mention the word zoo, animal, chimp, anything in regards to anyone black, then it becomes an issue. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that I can say about it. I don't really have much to say, but at the same time, like I said in the group, it's probably why people be wanting to drag her ass sometimes because her mouth is fierce. Okay, like when she go in on people, she will go in on people, and she will make you want to cry to the point to where you won't cry and you gonna knock her ass the fuck out. You know what I mean? That's how her mouth. Sometimes we all got mouths like that. My sister got a mouth like that. You know what I mean? My sister say a bunch of heinous ass shit when we're arguing. But you know what I do? I walk the fuck away so I won't put my hands on another black woman, okay? That's what I do. So I guess go ahead, Josiah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I've been forgetting out like let me not interrupt. But I do want to say yes, like when Candace do talk her ish, she is a likable person, like we said in the last live. You know, I can definitely hang out with her, get some drinks, go to the beach or something like that and hang out. But when she goes off, it's like triggering. And my aunt is that same way. You know, like what? Like and she when Candace go low, she goes low. And that's the issue that I have with Candace. She goes low, even at the next preview, like the preview for the upcoming episode. She was talking all that yip yip, and I was like, "Girl, sit down. Your husbands are getting into it. You ain't about to buck up to that man." But I know we'll talk about that later in the live. So that's it.
And another thing I also want to
Y'all,
say is because someone just mentioned it in the comment section about Ashley, because whenever we talk about Candace, to be brought up for whatever reason. But I just feel like if Ashley said something about and her being a light skinned chick, if she said anything about somebody being in the zoo, we all be ready to drag her. You know what I mean? Someone in the chat just said, away with calling dark skinned women aggressive, ferocious. So I mean, everyone needs to shut the fuck up. Who is everyone that needs to shut the fuck up? Is it us or is it just people in general? That part kind of knocks me off my feet. Y'all ain't got nothing else to say on this? Or
I didn't
y'all
even
ready to move
catch the
on?
whole thing of what was said.
I'm sorry. I
I
thought you
guess
was
Oh,
gonna
I
say
guess they
something.
don't matter. I guess they don't
yeah.
matter.
Oh, they made it clear. They said not y'all, people in general and on the cast. Do y'all think that if actually those things that Candace said in her tweet, do you think that she would have had backlash from it as well, especially being that she is like if she said something like that about Candace, do you think that she would have backlash from it since people want to make about color?
I'm glad you said that. Well, my stance was I think I'm understanding your question. What I thought about earlier was had she directed that at Giselle, everybody would have been like, yes, the girl, read her. Had she said something about Robin, everybody would have been up in arms, like, yeah, they would have been in all agreement to it. But for some reason, they just like, it's a problem now that she's saying it. But I did not have the overall context that it was said when she was watching the show. I thought she was responding to somebody else's tweet. But I feel like it's still the same. Had she went at one of the Green Eyed Bandits, people would not have cared.
What I want to
And you're
say is like,
absolutely right.
oh my bad. I was just gonna say like I don't have a problem with it because somebody else just put wrote in the chat about Tammy Roman. I go for Tammy. Like, here's the thing. I love Candace. Like when she first came on and when she was given to both Giselle and Cherise, like I'm here for it. And look, I like the recklessness of her mouth. I do. Mostly because I got a reckless mouth. It's just I know how to control it. So and the thing is, some people gotta realize when you in the midst of it, sometimes you just gotta say something to get somebody up off you. And actually, Karen did that in the episode, so I guess we'll get to that later. But I ain't got a problem with it. Now, what I will say is maybe be a little bit more cognizant of certain things, like calling somebody a bad wench or roach, making a reference to somebody being in the zoo, certain things like that, especially when you're talking about other African Americans. Yeah, be a little bit more mindful of that. But at the same exact time, I mean, it is what it is. So that's my two pieces.
Someone else in the chat also said that Candace gives off the whole "I was bullied in school" tendency, and she has to prove that she's not a pushover. If that's what she was, I can totally relate to that because I was someone that was bullied in school, and at this point in time, you'll think that I was the fucking bully with the way my mouth is. The way they used to fuck with me in school, they cannot fuck with me now, even if they wanted to. Like Cardi B says, they cannot fuck with my mouth nor handle it. They'll want to whoop my ass at this point with the way my mouth is. So yeah, what me and Candace have more things alike than I thought. Maybe that's why I can't always rock with her because I see too much of me in her. That might be what it is. But go ahead, Josiah.
Oh, Nisi, was you about to say something? Respond to that.
I I was just gonna say we know Scotty can go off because I saw his rant in his review today, the 3 minute rant at the beginning. So we know. I believe you.
No, so I was just gonna say, yeah, I can definitely see that. That's a good standpoint. Candace probably was bullied growing up, and maybe she is on the defense. I mean, even her mom, she has, I guess, emotional trauma from her mother, because we all know that her mother is very controlling and toxic as hell. So I give her that. Okay, maybe she is on the defense, but she just has to be careful of the choice of words that she uses. That's all I'm gonna say.
When someone says that the franchise didn't pop until Candace came along, I would honestly agree with that. I give that to her. When she first came on the show, I did like Candace when she first came on, because just like Yarel said, I was all the way here for her gathering the fuck out of Giselle and Cherise, because I didn't like neither one of them bitches. So I wanted somebody to read the fuck for them. And when she um, I guess she's called her a little girl, and Candace came back with geriatric granny. I was on the floor. I was here for it all the way. I was here for it.
I don't think it popped when Candace came. I think it been popped because Katie Ross was giving them a run for their money. Her and Ashley alone. So I think the franchise was popping before when they got rid of Sharice and Katie. I think that's when they brought in Candace. So I respectfully disagree.
Well, maybe I could just say that I didn't really like it like that until she came on because I tried to watch it the first two seasons, especially the first season. I didn't care for it the first season. I was talking about etiquette and all this other bullshit. If you do this for time, I didn't like it. Then the second season when Monique came, I was into it, but not that much. But I didn't really get into it until the third season. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna give that much credit to Candace. To me, it popped when Monique came up there and said, "No, I have four homes." After that, that's when it popped for me. So I'm not about to give the scary ass Tweety Bird that much credit. I'm not gonna do that. Now she helped it sail along, but I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, it got so much better" because Candace Dillard is up here. Nah, I'm not about to do that.
Yeah, Candace actually reminded me of whenever Claudia Jordan came on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. You could kind of tell whenever a franchise is on the up and up, and whenever they cast somebody new, they come on there like, okay, I got 5 reads like before I even start filming, and this how I'm gonna come on here. That's how Candace came on the season for me, almost like she had to fight everybody, which is why Karen felt like she had to take her under her wings. Now, I did like Candace. I still like Candace, but I liked her at the beginning because she seemed to be a little bit more fun. She didn't really have the alliance. She had picking sides like the Green Eye Bandits or anything like that. I wouldn't give her credit, but I did think she was Claudia Jordan-esque. So I had mixed feelings about her, but I think that's whenever the show really got fun.
I wouldn't necessarily say Claudia Jordan because this is the difference. I think Claudia was just liked because of the quick reading session, but Candace was likable, her first season. And Claudia was, I don't know, Candace reads some more better. Like she looked over Black Twitter and, rehearsing her read. So, yeah.
I would say that I don't know. I say that I really enjoyed Claudia due to the fact that she was one person that really didn't give a fuck about Nene like that, and I just wanted somebody who could really go toe to toe with Nene, and she really went toe to toe with Nene, and she was because to me it seemed like she did watch some of my videos and take some of my reads because they doodle read about her hair, something I would have seen. So I don't know if she stole that from me. I don't want to give myself too much credit, but I kind of believe that she got.
Well, listen, we know all these celebrities do be watching all the YouTubers and Black Twitters taking notes. I mean, it's evident, so you never know.
Yeah, Claudia's reads was
They
on Spark
do.
Notes.
But I will say to what Terrence said, I'm not necessarily saying that I'm gonna give Candice like all the praise about the show, but I will say that I started enjoying it more the season that she came on. Now, when Monique came on the second season, I did enjoy it, but I still wasn't that much into it like that. The third season, I was sold on it and I went on into it. I didn't really review it to the fourth season. But other than that, the third season kind of jumped out at me because I couldn't take Karen back then with I'm the Grand Dame and this is etiquette and Potomac and all of this other. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take her in them damn dragonfly wigs that her and Gizzard used to wear. I can't take it. I can't take it. Mm-hmm.
I just want to say something right quick with the whole Candace thing. And I guess I'm coming to her defense, but when she first came on, I'm not going to say that she was just looking to come at people. But unfortunately, what happened with her is they all began to attack her because of, I guess you could say, what her family has. Because they all made it such an issue that her mother and her father has accumulated some wealth that they were able to bestow certain things upon her. So they were using that to shame her and read her, where it's like, how is that a read? Because isn't that what we should be aspiring to have generational wealth so the next generation doesn't have to necessarily suffer? So I will say, I think that was part of her going at some of the girls. But then the other piece that nobody wants to discuss is some of that aggression she has towards the girls is her deflecting. Because if you really think about it, a lot of energy she gives the girls is what she really wants to give her mother. But for whatever reason, she feels that she can't do it. So I'm not saying that she's not right for going at the girls, but I think some of that is, okay, I can't cuss out my mama, so I'm gonna take some of this aggression and give it this way.
I can definitely agree with that. Sometimes when we have animosity towards our parents, because my mother and I have never been really like close like that. And when you deal with like toxic parents, you do revert that energy. You take it off on a spouse, you take it off on a close friend, because it's just like in a Black community, we are taught that no matter what, we must respect our mothers, and I think that she's caught in that crossfire, like, oh my God, I don't really want to like read her. And then her mama also has the money, like good money. So I feel like that when it comes to her mother, she's scared to like kind of just speak up, or she goes into this child mode. Because, dealing with parents, I mean, no matter how old you are, you revert back to your younger self. And she does deflect her energy off on other people's, cutting up, with the girls and her husband. I'm pretty sure she be giving her husband hell at home when they get into it.
Well, I honestly feel like her mommy issues got her ass whooped, and it's going to continue to get her ass whooped until she goes and either A, learn how to fight, or B, go to talk to somebody and really get some help for her mommy issues. I do blame Dorothy for a lot of what Candace got going on now. I do. And I know maybe some people don't want to blame her, but I do. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I feel like Candace needs to just like how she tried to make it seem like Monique was responsible for her being on anxiety medication. I don't believe that. I believe that had a lot to do with what her mama got going on. I think she was on that already. It's like she deflects a lot of stuff, like how they say Monique did. That's why I honestly feel like Candace and Monique are just one and the same. They're one and the same to me. And I'm just over talking about them. Can we please move on?
Anyway, before we do move on, I also want to get on what Uriel said as well because I didn't get to say my part on that, but I never thought about it that way at all. I never thought about it that way. So you brought up a great point when you said that it could be misdirected anger. Sometimes when we go through things, we can direct our anger to this person that's near us sometimes. Because I do know that last week around this time when I was dealing with the death, I did kind of when it come down to people in my comment section, they like if you catch me on the wrong day, you can get all this smoke when you catch me on the wrong day. Like when you like half the time I'll probably just delete your comment and keep it moving. But when you catch me on a day when I'm already dealing with stuff and then you come with the bullshit, the anger is misdirected on your way you disrespecting me. But it ain't right. It does tend to happen. So I never would have thought about it that way. So you made a great point. So at this point, we're about to get into the show and the happenings of last night, and we're gonna start off with Karen and her Ladam wigs and all of this stuff, and how the girls had so much to say about her business and whether or not it belonged to her. So as we get into this, I'm gonna allow and Jamie to open up with their thoughts and on that's on this whole Ladom thing and give your honest opinions about the wigs that you saw when she was sitting up there with her wig maker looking at them and everything else. So I'm start off with y'all too. Y'all both can unmute y'all mics so y'all can.
My opinion on Karen's whole company thing, when I first learned about it and I went to her page, I went to her website and I'm thinking she got her whole line that she actually like went, created, flew overseas, picked some wigs out and all this other stuff. She made it seem like it was this big grand thing for her to keep it so close to the vest to not share with the other ladies the whole time. It's just a partnership. So, I mean, that's cute. Congratulations. But you out here making it bigger than what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's all you had to say. You know what I'm saying? It's a wig in partnership with these people over here. But I feel like I can say that. But I feel like when Giselle don't say it, I be like, you can't talk about her because we still worried
Fair.
about what's going on with every you. You know what I'm saying? And Robin, you can't even talk about her either because you just tried to play this lady about some hats that you out here selling for 50 cents, and then you wanna like we can't do this. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I can talk about Karen, but y'all can't talk about Karen. And I know that's unfair, but it's just how I be feeling.
No, I feel the same way. Whenever I saw the wigs, they actually looked like good quality. But as soon as she said, one of them was even a 360 wig. But as soon as she said that I'm doing a venture, she used the word venture. I was like, okay, this is an RPG show. Like I immediately knew because there's been so many people, even like countless YouTubers who have had brand partnerships with RPG show. And literally you're just picking out the wigs, and that's why they had never heard about it before because RPG show already has wigs in stock. So Karen just used her Ladon brand, picked a couple wigs, and went with it. Now, as far as the girls hating, I'm with Jamie. I love Grandon. And Giselle cannot talk about anybody's hair after we seen her wear that 3-tone ponytail. She had black, blonde, and medium brown on top of her ash brown hair for 3 episodes. You cannot talk about Giselle's wig line. And on top of that, they're good quality wigs. So that's where I'm mad at. And like I said in the last panel, we've seen other ladies from other franchises. And the first person that comes to mind was Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia Bailey had backpacks, sunglasses, modeling agencies, wine cellars. Like, I'm not mad at Karen trying to milk her Potomac coin.
I agree, because them girls down there in Atlanta, they figuring out some generational, like they figuring out these different coins, okay? And I don't see nothing wrong with Karen doing that. I mean, look at Candy. Anything y'all come at her with, she finna go make a business out of it. So I do think Giselle should, when she came down here for Cynthia's wedding, she should have took some time out with Candy and had a conversation with her so that she'll be able to do the same thing. Real talk.
Terrence, Uriel, and Josiah. Y'all can unmute y'all mics and say what y'all got.
The wigs look pretty legit. I'm happy for her, whatever she's decided to do. I'm upset at Karen this episode, but not for that. I'm happy that she's doing her wig line. The other girls throwing shade. Like Niecy said, Giselle has no room to throw shade at nobody, the way how she dressed and the way how she wear her hair. So she has no way, she has no reason to make fun of her. Also, can we just give a great round of applause for Karen and the evolution of her wig since season 1? I mean, the thing went from tussle to looking perfect. That man is making miracles on her hair. She has one of the best wig games on the show, if not the best. God has really just turned water into wine and made a transitional over her life, because the way how her professionals be looking, except that little short blonde cut, I don't know what that was, but everything else looked on point, and I'm here for it. And I'm always here for a black woman of color and a black man going in their business. So good for her.
Okay, I guess I'm next. I'm cool with it. Like I said, I'm happy that she's doing something different. She's doing what a lot of people do, is having a portfolio. Having money in different places to make sure that she come up. So there's no issue there. And also, like, the girls mad because they didn't know. I do believe she had mentioned it in previous seasons, but whether or not if she did or didn't, I'm from that philosophy of I'm not going to tell you nothing until it's truly manifested. Because you see, they was hating on her in general. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm here for it.
I mean, honestly, I just feel like Giselle can't talk about nobody doing shit. Cause bitch, where is your makeup line for women of color? What is that doing? Absolutely not a goddamn thing, child. And let me tell you, she wear too much makeup. But as far as them throwing shade and Karen taking the shade and do Karen, I love the way Karen handled herself this episode. Even though she kind of rubbed me the wrong way, I'm on Josiah with that. But I love the way she handled herself as it pertains to the ladies and them throwing shade. Because I mean, even with Robin, it's like Robin, girl, ain't no like, what is your hats doing? Like, Go ahead, Scotty.
When it comes down to Robin, I'm sorry. When it comes down to Robert and Gizzard and everything that they be having to say about Karen and what she got going on, I just feel like they both are hating ass bitches because at the end of the day, Robert has a different business every season. Robert is flipping houses, and then the next minute she's selling these damn loves loves truck stop ass hats. Go ahead.
Correction, she was flipping trap houses down to More. Okay, I'm not about to give Great Dane that much credit. I'm not about to do that. Like, let's not sit here and act like she was doing $1 million listings because she won't. Like, Robin annoys me because I feel like if she would just get her head out her ass and stop following, playing the leader or being Giselle's flunky, I could probably like Robin. Like, that's the thing that makes me so angry with Robin because I feel like she can never be herself around Giselle. And I feel like if she just be herself, I would probably like her.
Yeah, I think Giselle. I'm sorry. I think Gizzard is the reason why most of us don't like Robert. I really believe that because if she's not influenced by Gizzard, she would be okay. But I think that I don't know. I feel like she feeds off of Gizzard sometimes. That's just my honest opinion. Like I feel like she doesn't have a mind of her own a lot of the times. And I just feel like when it comes down to it, those two, Gizzard and Robert, they always have something to say about Karen and what she's doing. I don't know what their obsession is with her and what she's doing. Like it's just back to the season beforehand when they were so obsessed with finding out if she was living in Great Falls. What's it y'all if she's living there? Why do y'all care? The same way how Robert was sitting up here going to lunch with Karen, asking her all this shit about her tax issues, but now she's going through her same tax issues years later and she don't want nobody to say nothing about it. Or how Gizzard is always talking about everybody else's relationship, especially Karen's relationship. But yet Karen asked her one question about Jezebel Bryant and she can't take it because she knows that he's a whore and that this whole relationship is for show and for a storyline. So they all kill me with that. Right there, they really kill me with their hypocrisy and their self-righteous nature. This is why I don't like them. Now, people think I don't like Candace, but them two right there, them bitches, I don't like them. I never like their motherfucking ass. They have no redeemable qualities at all. Fuck both of them. That's how I feel. Anybody else got anything
I
else to
just
say
want
on that
I
before we
feel
move
this.
on?
I feel the same way. Fuck both of them frowsy, saggy titty assholes, especially Robin. She pisses me off more than Giselle do with her masculine ass. Like she gets on my nerves. Just throw the both of them away. I don't like their friendship because it's so toxic. And then you got 4 degrees following up behind them two bum bitches. Like that's another thing that you know what? I said I ain't had nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say, y'all. Watch my review.
I was just going to say that when it comes to Doobie Wig and Sockneck, what tends to happen is you see both of them don't have a damn. Don't look at me like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, I can't stand y'all. But no, like they don't have. I can't even get it. Look, they don't have storylines. So what people with no storylines tend to do is tend to latch on to somebody else, which is all they've been doing for the past couple of seasons. I mean, that's it.
See, Robin, to me, I think Robin has qualities that are redeemable. I used to like Robin. Now, I said my dislike for Robin now is Giselle adjacent. Now, the reason why I feel like they're so annoying is because Giselle and Robin, I feel like they're not really friends. They just loyal. This is an alliance that has been going on since the beginning. And the only way that they bond is over mess. And I feel like they intentionally choose Karen because Karen plays this grand dame character. And that's what's triggering Giselle because Giselle thinks that she's Queen Bee. So it is Giselle's, task. Giselle will lay on a sword trying to take Karen out. And Robin is just here for the mess. You know how you kind of have a friend that's just extra and you like, she extra, but I'm going to go with it. That's Robin. But then she ended up looking like a lap dog because she let Giselle basically speak for the whole pair. It's just, yeah, I'm tired of them. Robin has redeemable qualities. As far as Giselle, nah, I'm good on it.
And every time they try to come for Karen, Robin or Giselle, she go ahead and give them a 2-piece chicken special Popeye Tuesdays back at them. Because remember in the episode where Robin was asking her about her drinking, she was like, why you didn't drink or such and so, and she threw that shade right back at Robin about her husband or her boyfriend, I don't know, whatever he is, Juan, about him and his drinking. I said, oh, Robin, don't come for somebody you can't have a comeback for.
But that's my thing though. Like, why do y'all constantly keep coming for Karen when y'all know y'all can't handle her mouth? Especially Giselle and fucking Robin. Those are the main two. Something to say, but can't handle her mouth. Child, listen. Okay, so what we're gonna do now? We got to move on to the next part that I got in my. I'm basically looking at my notes that I wrote down for my review last night. Basically, so that's how I know where to go. So the next thing we're going into is the dinner brunch, whatever the fuck it is that happened with Ashley and Monique when they talked about the birthday party, the wig ship party, and when Ashley called Karen to be messy boots. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let Nisi and Jamie unmute their mics first so they can give their opinion on this particular scene with Ashley and Monique. So y'all go ahead. I'm about to mute myself. Go ahead.
Now, I'll say this. I like Ashley because she can carry a bone. She can hold the women accountable and come to them directly. If she hears something going on, she like, hold on, let me go ahead and let's just talk about it right now. Confrontation. That's what I like about Ashley. But at the same time, I need her to keep that same energy with her man of falling asleep in these hotel rooms and waking up and not doing nothing. So that's my issue with Ashley. Now, did Ashley lie? No, she did not. I had to go back. I paused the episode, went back and watched the last one to find out if Karen was being real tricky with her words, and she actually wasn't. She said no, Monique was not invited. So Ashley never lied. She's a bone carrier. I appreciate it, but whenever it comes to her own shit, like, hold yourself accountable in your men.
I agree with Nisi. I don't like Ashley. Never liked Ashley. Probably won't ever like Ashley. I do agree she definitely needs to keep that same energy as it pertains to Michael. She could dig up receipts on everybody, but she can't seem to read the receipts that people have presented to her about her own man. That's what's confusing for me. I didn't really care too much about the sit down. Like I said, I don't like Ashley, but I appreciate her for calling Karen out on her SHI, but I do believe that she did that as a tit for tat, because when she had to sit down and talked about going to Portugal, I don't believe she told Monique yet, but Karen went and told Monique about the Portugal trip. So she beat Ashley to the punch. So then now it's like, oh, you going? Well, that's not what Karen said. Karen said you weren't invited. So I feel like it was like a tit for tat thing. But I also feel like Ashley don't want nobody else getting closer to Monique because she want her to be her friend. And her friend only. That's it.
Okay. Okay, Terrence, Bill, and Josiah, y'all can unmute y'all mics and y'all can go in. Go ahead.
Terrence, you want me to go or you want to go first?
You go ahead, boo.
Oh, okay. Because I'm looking at you. I'm looking at your energy over here. You look like you about to pop off. But okay, I'll say what I have to say. So Ashley is. I agree with Jamie. I have never really cared for Ashley. She has anything that she has done has been intentional to me. Very messy, very vindictive, very calculated. In a different way from even Giselle. And I feel like when she called Karen, she was trying to start mess. But however, I'm gonna have to call Karen out because she did. I don't know if she had amnesia, no shade to her. And I love Karen. This is coming from a whole Karen lover. I love her, but she did lie. She did lie, and we have to call out the bullshit and call it out what it is. She did lie all through. I did not like how Ashley delivery was, and like Nisi said, she plays a good bone carrier. That girl messy AF. You hear me? She is the most. She is messy, and she plays her role good. But however, I feel like when it comes to Karen, just should have been honest up front because now it's making
Mm-hmm.
her look weird and making her look suspect. And that's one thing I did not like, and I had to call Karen out on. But when it comes to Ashley, messy. Ooh, she is messy, and it's like, who, sis, pick a side. Whose side are you on? Just last episode, you was going back and forth with Candace, and I know we're going to get into it. Now you spilling tea about Karen, with the whole situation with Monique. So whose side are you on? Like the Bible said, choose who ye serve today.
The producers, because she's the producer's pet. That's who she's serving. She is the producer's pet, and that's one thing I have to give Ashley credit for. Whatever the producer they said go, Ashley on go. So that's how I feel. Okay, I'm back out.
Okay. Maybe they know some tea about her husband that they don't want to release to the blogs yet. Maybe that's it. But I see the bullshit and I see through it.
Yeah. There you
Terrence and Uriel, go ahead.
I mean, I was here for the scene. Like people can sit here and hate on Ashley. Granted, I don't really like Ashley like that. Let me say that. But people can sit and hate on her. But we got to be honest. That scene was entertaining. And one thing you got to give Ashley, you really do, is at least she upfront with what she do. At least she not trying to sit here and be behind the scenes. Like she's upfront with it. If I'm not mistaken, she told Karen like, "I'm right here with Monique." Now with Karen, yeah, she did lie. But if I can play devil's advocate, from what I recall, Doobie Wig asked if she invited, and she said no, because she didn't say no, she's not invited. She just said no. So, I mean, we could try to play around with that. I mean, we really can't because Karen was full of for this. But I mean, the scene was entertaining. Who cares?
go. Number one, Bondi ain't here. Okay, Bondi got other obligations. She ain't here. She ain't coming. Stop asking for Bondi. She will be here next week. That's number one. I really wanted to get that off my chest. It was terrorizing the one good nerve I got left. Two, I listen. I love Karen, and I'm still holding out faith that Karen. And I spoke about it on my live. We'll dig into it when we get to that point. But I'm gonna say this about Ashley. I can understand how Ashley could take it the way that she did because Karen did lie. Karen did backpedal in the coochie pop in the handstand when they asked her about that. And that's why I really wish Karen just would have been honest when she was sitting down talking to Monique and Ashley. But for whatever reason, she decided to hold up to that lie. Like, I really want to know for what. I feel like Karen is holding a big piece of a puzzle when it comes to all of it. But I'm still trying to hold out that it's a method to her madness. And I talked about that earlier, but Ashley was messy. Ashley was messy boots. She was. She carried the absolute hell out of that bone. Sheree Whitfield and Candy Barris need to take notes. That's how, and Carly Red for that matter. That's how you carry back a goddamn bone. That's how you carry back a bone, bitch. Ashley told it. She told where she got it. She told where it happened. She let it be known. I mean, she did. I gotta be honest, she did. But she got on my nerves though, and I won't hear for her doing that because now I'm questioning, like, okay, well, are you really Karen's friend at this point? Because you had no problems with throwing her up under the bus to these other hoes, and I want to know what was that all about. Like, I'm questioning Ashley, but that's all I gotta say.
She's nobody friend.
At all. She's nobody's friend. I think this episode pretty much showed that she ain't nobody's friend. She's only here for the alliances. She's only here for her screen time, and she's only here to make sure that she gets her scenes in the show. Because if you ain't a messy bitch, you don't get that many scenes. Ask Gizzard about that because that's why that bitch always makes sure she's in everybody else's situation because she ain't got no situation, and all she gonna do is keep up shit because she ain't got nothing to talk about on her own. As far as Karen needs to stop lying, okay? Because at the end of the day, You did say that you wasn't inviting the bitch to the party when you could have just simply said, always welcome to my shit, regardless of how y'all may feel about her. That's still my friend. She's always welcome. But no, you had to lie to appease everybody else. And at this point, if you're gonna be neutral, be neutral. If you say you neutral, be neutral. Being neutral is not lying to your other friend about or not you're gonna invite her. If you already told Monique that you was gonna invite her to the party and that you wanted her there, then you could have just said that. But at the same time, I don't even know why Rob and them even asking Karen who the fuck she invited to her party. Because it's her party, so it shouldn't matter who the hell she invited to her shit. She can have whoever the fuck she wanted there. Which is why I don't understand why Karen felt the need to lie about it. That's what makes me side eye her ass about it. So she lost a lot of points for lying about something that she ain't have to lie about, period.
I think she lied
But I'm
about it.
still holding out for Karen. I'm still holding out that in my theory from this morning. I really hope that that's what's going on here. I'm holding out for Karen. I'm a hold out for Karen.
I really think that the only reason that she didn't be all the way forthcoming is she wanted that scene to be shot. Even though I have my reservations because they didn't shoot Monique's son party, yet they shot Giselle's empty ass photo shoot. Nevertheless, I think had she told them, the girls would have banded together to not be there, which means that it would have been a good chance that Bravo just wouldn't have shot that particular scene. So that's probably why she did it.
And to your point, I said that this morning. I said maybe Karen didn't tell the rest of the people that she was coming because she invited her 30 minutes early. And they won't go see her anyway. Because I kind of feel like if Karen said, well, yeah, Monique is coming, but she's coming 30 minutes earlier because she don't want to be around y'all, they still would have had a problem with Karen. They still would have had an issue that Monique was coming, period, and there could have been a chance, and yada, 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 yada. So I'm really hoping her theory is I didn't tell y'all. Because had I told y'all that she was coming for 30 minutes earlier, I still would have been in a damned if I did, damned if I don't situation. They still would have had a problem. That's what I hope. That's what I hope.
I agree.
But didn't Candace say that she was running late because she was invited early? Karen invited her early, and she was running late. So she would have, if she would have made it on time, she would have seen Monique, right?
And I said that too. I
Mm.
said that's the reason why I'm having an issue with Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it came down to it that Candace actually made it 30 minutes early and Monique made it 30 minutes early, she would have been fucked up for that. That's why I'm holding out. Like I'm just hoping Candace is lying. I'm hoping Candace is lying, but something, and y'all know I don't see it for Candace. Y'all know I don't.
I don't
But
think Candace is
something,
lying.
I don't know, something is fishy when it comes to Karen's story with that.
Karen
I
is
want to
looking.
believe Candace is lying, but I don't know.
Karen is looking crazy. Like I'm starting,
Yeah,
all these ladies start to look crazy once they start trying to be strategic. Because whenever things don't work out in the way that they thought it would, it ends up not making sense. So Karen invited all the ladies and made sure that they showed up to the wig party because it was a business event. Like y'all said, she wanted it to be filmed. I feel like Karen is trying so hard to play this neutral character in a way to side with against Robin and Giselle. Because if she decides not to be neutral, I feel like her only motive for siding so hard with Monique is to make sure that Giselle and Robin do not win and that Monique doesn't get iced out of the show. So also, she does look crazy by trying to invite them early to her event. Now we knew production was not gonna let that happen after the ladies made it turn legal. Not nothing else was gonna pop on production's watch after Candace had already submitted those court records. So it is messy of Karen to do that, but I think Karen wanted her alliance back, so she was gonna do anything possible to get Candace and Monique to face each other. And I guess she figured if the group wasn't around, then maybe Candace would be easily persuaded to have a conversation with Monique.
Yeah, Karen thought she was gonna be sleek. So of course they went to Portugal. She said no, she ain't coming, right? But Ashley exposed to Candace, like, oh girl, well, I wrote this statement. So it could have been in that moment that Karen was like, oh, seeing how Ashley, not Ashley, but seeing how Candace responded to it, it could have been in that moment where she actually started to change her mind and wanted to invite Monique. Because I've been trying to make sense of this whole thing. Because you said a hard no because of the ladies, but then as soon as you touch the soil of America, you sitting up here blowing Monique up, asking her to come, asking her to come, asking her to come. So I'm wondering, like, okay, did you do that because of the response that Ashley and Candace had, and you were hoping to probably get the two there early and try and, you know what I'm saying, do what Robin told you should have did a long time ago, which was try and get some resolve between the two ladies? Were you trying to do it then? Were you trying to be the big sister at the end? So if they were to reconcile in any fashion, you would have something to do with that? Like, I'm not sure. It's a little shaky.
But I wonder, like,
And to
why
that,
did she say that when Karen was there? That's the only thing that gives me pause. Is Candace had time to actually say that while Karen was in the room, but she chose to say it when Karen had already left. I'm not discrediting Candace, but it just makes me look at her kind of funny how you saved that piece when they were already talking about it, and you just didn't bring that up to Karen.
Well, Karen was getting upset and she was leaving, and that's what Candace said. You're talking about in the at the hair show, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Candace was like, "Oh, I was gonna say this," but she got upset and she walked off. So that's when Candace said it. But Ashley still went outside and validated that by what she had already learned. So that's what makes it for me even more shaky because Ashley been out here carrying all kind of bones. What would be wrong with the bone she just carried right now? Because right now, Karen looked like she flawed as hell for that.
but and that's why I'm interested in Ashley's true intentions as to why she carried that bone. Because to me, and I'll be the first one to say that I would have been all here for the Monique and Ashley and Karen situation in the group. I would be here for that. But obviously that's not gonna happen now. Like I don't know. Like
Ashley was being spiteful. She had no good intentions behind. She was on Karen's ass this entire episode. And it just makes me
she
it gives
was,
me best friend vibes. Like you don't want nobody else to be this person's friend type. Like what is that? I didn't
but I
understand why she
also
But what
went for
was
Karen so hard.
but I also kind of feel like she kind of did it because Ashley was annoyed at the fact that Karen lied. Like
Yeah,
I can't sit here and pretend that Karen did not lie
she
because she
definitely
did,
lied her.
and Ashley didn't know nothing about it. So I can understand Ashley's frustrations with Karen, but I don't like. But if you my friend, even though I'm frustrated with you right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to just be spilling everything that you done said to me to these other women. Like I mean, I
But
don't know. Maybe it's just
Right.
me.
But let's take it back, T, because let's be honest, Karen and Ashley just started to become back cool because they was getting into it last season. So, I guess Ashley felt like that she didn't owe Karen any loyalty or anything, but I mean it's still effed up, period.
But see, that led me to my conspiracy theory this morning because I had a couple. And I said, and I brought this up. I said maybe Ashley is jealous that Monique knew about this wig line way before Ashley did. So maybe Ashley
Mm-hmm.
is using that as an excuse to be like, well, bitch, we not really that cool because Monique knew about this before I did. You had to lie to me about it.
I still
So
think
I mean,
it's
at the end of
something
the day,
else.
we not, so I'm gonna just go on ahead and just say what you told us because now you moving wrong out here. I said
Mm,
that this morning too.
I don't think
So like it's
Ashley is capable of being jealous because she don't care about none of the women on
nobody.
the show. She don't care about any of the women on the show. I think she was annoyed that Karen was lying and found an opportunity to be messy. But what sucks for Monique in this situation is that she has a broken alliance because, like we all know, Karen and Ashley are not cool. So for Ashley to go
yeah.
and start beef with Karen, knowing that that's the only triangle that Monique has, you cutting her filming time in half. So Monique is gonna have to find a way to be cool with either Wendy or somebody else on the show, because her alliance with Karen and Ashley is not gonna work because neither one of them have loyalty to each other.
It show ain't
Mm-mm,
Wendy, baby.
mm-mm.
It ain't Wendy.
See,
I can agree to
I
that.
know baby.
I can totally
Rhonda.
agree to that. I can totally agree to that. That's why I'm not understanding why Karen backpedaled and Gucci popped in the handstand. I'm not. I really wish she would have told the truth, because you just made yourself look like a liar. So now everything is being questioned.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with you on that, T. I think when it comes to Karen, like just be honest. Like tell it what it is. Like you don't have to backpedal. You don't have to go around circles because it does make you look less believable. So
Yep.
just be honest. Say what's going on. This is how you feel. You owe nobody no explanations, and just keep it 100.
Exactly.
Because Karen caused a lot of confusion with her backpedaling and coochie popping. She did. Karen caused a lot of confusion, but I'm just still holding out that she did it for a valid reason. I'm trying to. I really hope I don't be made out to be a liar, Lord God.
Okay, so moving on to the next. Do we care enough to talk about Juan and Robert looking for a house that they'll never
No,
be able to purchase?
no, 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 no. She's already on a payment plan before Uncle
Okay.
Sam lock her ass up. I refuse to believe that y'all are about to get a house that y'all can't afford. Like I said in my review, how they've been looking for a double wide trailer, I would believe. I would believe that. Because if she don't pay them damn taxes, they gonna be living somewhere on Giselle's yard. I believe that way quicker than them buying this house. No, I don't believe that. No. And that's all I gotta say.
You said a double wide. You said a double wide trip.
A double wide, and I'm being generous by saying a double wide. A double wide.
It was the payment
Yes.
plans to the IRS to me. I mean, it might be facts, but damn, sir.
And low key, while Robin was trying to play Karen's wig, she should have had one of them on when she was trying to hide from the IRS a couple episodes back, instead of that dark color wig. That was her wig right there.
Okay, Niecy.
Thank you. That wig was atrocious. It was plastic. It was flammable. Like, you sitting up here throwing shade, but you the first one that need to be in line for a consultation, because your wigs have been horrible all season. None of them can make you look like a natural woman. I look more like a natural woman in a wig that Robin ever could. She gets under my skin, y'all. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't. She crawls under my skin. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm done. I'm done. I'm
Oh,
through.
Jesus.
Okay, so I
Take
guess
I'm
it.
we can
through.
move on from y'all have been. I'm sorry, but tonight, Robert is getting red down tonight. Okay, she getting red down tonight. I'm here for it. Okay, but I guess we're gonna move on. And Robert, Bill, and her girls, Grace, Adore, and Angel, and how they were not here for Jamal, for a photo shoot and to stay with them for a whole week. Now, when it comes down to that, I'm going to allow our two women here, Nisi and Jamie, to go ahead and say what they got to say on it first. So y'all two can go ahead and unmute y'all mics, because I'm definitely ready to hear what y'all got to say about that, because Giz a look a fool.
I think Giselle just need to stop forcing this down her daughter's throat.
Yeah.
They do not like their dad for whatever reason. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say. Like, your kids just don't like their daddy, girl. And you gonna tell me they're gonna be here for a whole week. And your daughter like, do we have any say? And you're like, no, you don't have any say. But then you get in a confessional and say that how they feel is very important. No, it's not. No, it's not, because at one point you said you were just gonna focus on the relationship you have with him before you bring him into the whole family aspect with your daughters. But here it is, you're forcing this man on your daughters for a whole week. I'm confused. And you're not going to tell me these girls was really missing their daddy at the photo shoot. They really was happy as hell that he didn't show up. And he's sitting over there getting a pedicure or whatever, telling me something, I tried. Like, he just act like he didn't care at all. And then she want to sit up there and say, I mean, what do you want me to do? Like, what? I mean, I'm upset, but what is it about me that's showing that I'm not that I'm not upset? Girl, you be upset with Karen. Okay, you be upset with a lot
Yep.
of people on this show.
Yep.
And just like what Nisi said, Ashley need to have that same energy for Michael. She need to have that same energy for Jamal. See, here's the thing: we know his track record, and you know his track record better than ours. So I mean, better than we know him. So I'm confused as to why you not double checking it and being concerned and being worried. And why when he go to Ghana and you book this photo shoot at the same time? Like I know y'all have a lot of photographers, so you could have rescheduled that. So it makes me think he was never supposed to be there to begin with. Because why would y'all? I'm confused on how y'all schedules aligned, ironically, on the same day, and he couldn't make it back at the same time. And you made it seem like these Christmas photos were so important to you. Then you also talked about, oh, I gotta continue to do this because I gotta show the girls. You know, I gotta show them. So you have to push through
Yes.
when things major happen in your life. And I'm over here like, girl, this man left you with 3 kids, 2 of them being twins. Okay, all you have been doing as a mom is pushing through, and you mean to tell me what else are you showing them differently? Every nigga that has failed you, you've pushed through. So I'm confused on why it's different because it's their daddy.
Yep.
And I can't wait till Grace get 18 because she gonna be letting Miss Giselle have. Oh, I couldn't say that at 15, but I got a whole lot to say at 18. Girl, you finna get this work. And that's just all I gotta say about
She
it.
need to call us for an interview. As soon as she turn 18, she can come over here. Just come on
Come
over,
on
baby.
over.
Come on over. Spill all the tea. Exclusive. No, I'm just kidding.
Jamie, you were never wrong. You never lied. Everything you said is factual. To me, it seemed like the girls were more so upset that Giselle's outfit didn't match theirs. Giselle should have been wearing white. Now, to me, y'all, I can't talk about this without calling Jamal Bryant first and last name, because Giselle seems to think that she's doing something because every single scene she has to call this man Pastor Jamal Bryant. She just can't call him Jamal. So before this episode, I was thinking, like, a lot of people had said that their relationship was fake. And for me, I was like, you know, on the line. I really didn't know. I was on the fence because I was thinking partially Giselle is foolish enough to actually parade around this man and be in a real relationship with him, which is why I was thinking it was real. But this whole photo shoot scene basically told me everything that I need to know. Even the scene at the dinner table, if that's what we're talking about specifically, the daughters being unwilling to even speak about their father leads me to believe that they don't want to be involved in this lie or this forced relationship of a man living in a phone, just like Karen said. Honestly, I think Giselle's just trying to push a storyline, and that's why she feels the type of way whenever the girls pry into it. And him living in your phone ain't doing nothing for us. Like, girl, bye. But I ain't got nothing else to say about her. She's a fool.
I
It's
agree.
fake.
I agree. Maybe that's why in the confessional and when she was sitting there in front of the hairdresser, it could be that it's so fake. That's why she showed a lack of emotion for it. Or it could be that Giselle, like I mentioned in one of my reviews, that she never likes to show her vulnerability to other people because it's like she be thinking they gonna drag her for, you know, kind of like what Karen is starting to do, keep things closer to the vest because she actually has been bothered or, you know, affected by the things that y'all have done because she shared. Now Giselle is starting to kind of like hold those things close to the vest. And it's like, too late, ma'am. It's too late for that, girl. You know, they're gonna drag you on the front end and possibly on the back end, but you might want to go and get it out the way on the front. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Woo,
Giselle
y'all
is
said
full of
everything I
shit.
was gonna say.
Tacky Jezebel is full of shit. She gets on my nerves. She works the last good nerve that I got to Lord can't have it no more. And Jamie, you hit the nail on the head. It's like at the end of the day, you've ran down on everybody else about their husband, their boyfriend, their baby daddy, or whatever. But you can't show an ounce of, you know what I'm saying, whatever about Jamal. You get defensive when somebody, but see, much like she said, Giselle can't feel no type of way about a fake, forced, phony ass relationship that them kids don't want no part of. And I said in my life, I feel bad for them kids because she playing on those girls' psyches, and I have an issue with that. You could clearly see that they don't like their daddy. Why are you forcing them on them with a storyline that's fake as fuck? Because I got 3 of this man concubines still sending me all kind of dirt and tea and texts and Instagrams and Snapchats and Facebook posts and this, that, and this. But just for clarification, I got it all in my phone. Giselle, stop playing with me. This shit is fake. Stop playing with them girls like that. It's not fair to them daughters. And Gracie was not here for it. Great, I listen. Even though Gracie got beside herself, I understood her feelings Gracie is like at the end of the day, you're sitting here trying to tell me something that I have no control over. You know we don't like this man. You know we don't deal with this man. I don't even know why you're dealing with him. So yeah, I have a problem with him being here for a week. And no, we don't want to move to Atlanta to be closer to that nigga. They don't like Reverend Dr. Hunchamo. They don't. That's the reason why she got such a problem with Monique. Because Monique got more than she does. That's where the whole issue comes with Monique. Monique Monique is everything that Giselle wished that she could be. Everything. She's a wife and she actually lives in Potomac. She got a husband that actually wants her and fucks her, and she ain't living in a barn.
Oh my
But that's
God.
all I gotta say.
You know what?
Josiah,
And,
for real, go ahead.
well,
Giselle, go
I
ahead, jump in.
honestly,
Josiah,
everything that y'all said, I definitely agree with. I mean, y'all pretty much really hit the nail on the head. I definitely agree with you, Jamie, with whatever that, I'm always trying to like look into a deeper level. Giselle definitely needs therapy. I think that I mean, she never really shows emotions. She always have this mask on. Sis, take the mask off, but you're steady in other people's business. You're steady trying to get into the tea. You was in Karen's and her husband tax issues. But when it comes to your tea, when it comes to you, you're afraid to go ahead and take the mask off. Just take it off and show who you are. Who are you? You know what I mean? Like she has this first lady persona, wall with the little pageant wave, and if she has this first lady persona, and she don't like really showing her emotions. Like, sis, you got to do better, and you got to do better for your daughters too. Clearly, I don't know what happened. I mean, we only know what we see on TV, but something traumatically happened to them daughters for them not to want to be around their daddy. I mean, and then this is a Gen Z. This is a Gen Z. Society right now. No, generation. That's what I try to say. Generation. So they probably seeing everything that's going on in the blogs and the BS, in the shade room and all. Like them daughters are not done, and I hope just for her daughters, I hope they have the chance to just kind of heal, because it's horrible not wanting to be around your father, because of the mistakes or whatever goes on in that house. So that's what I'm just saying.
Well, I'll go ahead and say my piece, and I'll just wrap them up, so I don't have to talk about Giselle anymore. But first off, with the whole Jamal missing the flight or whatever, first and foremost, that's BS. One, for him to be as established as he is, I'm pretty sure he has an itinerary. And most of the time, if you're planning to go to something that's big, a big family event, you always travel with one extra day to spare. So if anything does happen, like a missed flight cancellation, you can always make it. That's one. Number two, so he couldn't get a rental and just drive from Atlanta all the way to where they at. So again, that whole thing is BS to me. But what I really want to mention is I feel bad for her daughters, because when they see all of this played back, the season, everything else, there's a strong chance her daughters are going to resent her. That they're not going to want to do, they don't want to deal with her, because you've literally just sat here and used our purity, our emotions, all for a storyline. You're sitting here trying to teach us how to, be women, but you're not the mirror that we should be looking into. Yet you try to pull that same thing with Monique, saying that her kids won't look up to her. But what example are you providing for your daughters? So is going to be some psychological drama there, and they're probably not going to want to deal with her once they become adults, because like you've literally just taken away something that we can't get back.
Go ahead and drop your microphone now.
Come through, come through. And yes, I saw in a comment where somebody said that when I said that Giselle wants everything that Monique wants, yes, that's what I said. She never liked that girl ever since she found out that she had four homes. So I mean, that's how I've always looked at it. Giselle has had a jealousy for Monique, and that's why she just don't like her. There's nothing that Monique could have ever done or said to Giselle for Giselle to like her. Period. Not one damn thing. It never would have happened. That's why I was so upset at Monique for being so happy to be kikied and foolalaed all up with Giselle. That really crawled under my skin too. It grinded my gears, y'all. She pissed me off with that.
I will say in regards to Giselle and her daughters, this we ain't gonna talk about that photo shoot because no one cares. However, when it comes down to Giselle and her kids, I honestly feel like and I think this kind of echoes everything that y'all have already said about this situation. I think that it's only going to make matters worse for her relationship with her daughters because it's pretty clear as day that they do not like their father. They hate their I've never seen a group of girls that sit there and whenever their father is mentioned, they roll their eyes, they sigh, they don't want to be around their father, they don't want their relationship. And just like Uriel said, or Josiah, I think it was one of y'all, said that something traumatic had to happen for girls to not want no dealings with Jamal, period. Because they don't want this shit. Either they know this shit is fake and they know it's for TV, or they really don't like their father. It got to be one or the other. And they probably know that this shit ain't real too. So it's just like, we don't want no parts of this bullshit. Don't be using us to get no storyline. You know what I mean? And Giselle not only making herself look stupid, but she making her kids look a certain kind of way too. Like, it's pretty clear that your dad, like they daddy ain't shit. And it's funny how Giselle has so much to say about everybody else's relationship when her man is no one's ideal man, period. Her man is the epitome of ain't shit. The epitome of it. So I'm just, I'm just. Gilza just need to get a life and some sense. It's sad when your daughter's got more sense than your old ass. I'm just saying. But we're gonna move on to the next. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, and you can't say it's just like the little girls not really liking their dad, because if you think about the way that the girls acted, that's identical to the way that Giselle's dad acted at the restaurant opening. He almost acted as if no, he had never heard of the relationship before that moment. So that's another reason why it makes me believe that this is fake and that he don't want no parts, just like Grace and the twin don't want no parts. But I'm ready to move on.
I got three of his baby mamas in my inbox. I keep trying to tell y'all. I knew about this even while they were still filming. I did a TikTok about this way before while they were still filming. It was already being brought out about how all of his concubines was coming forth and saying that they had no idea that he was getting back with Giselle because he's letting all of them know that this is just for TV. And I said way back then, I said, Giselle, you just killed your storyline because now everybody is going to be scrutinizing whether you're really with this man. And then that's when all of this tea done came that got sent to me. Giselle need to stop playing with me. Like, I don't like what she's doing to those girls. It's not fair. It's not fair. There's no amount of TV check that could ever make me play with my girls' feelings like that because it's beyond obvious. It's something going on. They don't want to be around that man.
Right.
And I'm not
That's
accusing him
definitely
of
true.
anything. Yeah, like I'm not accusing him of anything wrong. It could just be that they've read the blogs. They've seen how all of these other women that came out with kids that they probably never met. Like
That's true too.
why would they like their dad? I wouldn't like my dad after that. I'm a whole female. How would you like it if a sorry no good ass nigga came up and did that to me? What advice could you give me? Because that's what you did to my mom. So you couldn't give me no advice. Like who does she have to go to?
That,
Like that's why I like those daughters are the real victims of this shit.
I agree. Um, I doubt we want to talk about Karen and Ray getting sexy in the bathtub. I doubt we want to talk about that.
Girl, don't nobody want to talk about that breeded raw elderly editions granny porn. Girl, don't nobody want to like and I said in my review it sounded like when Ray got in the tub he farted. That's why Karen started busting out laughing the way that she did. And I already done talked about how I'm more than sure his body is covered in liver spots, so that's not appealing to Karen. Karen is trying to make us believe that they're having a sexual relationship. I refuse to believe that. The way that man was walking up them stairs, I refuse to believe that he's knocking Karen ankles loose. I just don't believe that. And that's a whole 10 minutes of my life that I'm never going to get back. I saw me taking a drill to my eye watching that shit.
No comment. I'm just going to keep my comments to myself on that whole scene. Thank you.
I was nervous that whole scene because I was like, when am I gonna have to I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, do I have to change the channel now, or like, how long is this scene gonna be? I literally could have I could have threw up. That was just a little bit too much for my liking. And Karen really showed, she definitely seemed a little bit elderly, because whenever he was coming up the stairs, she said, yoo-hoo, like it was some old Bugs Bunny cartoon or something like that. Yoo-hoo.
And Ray was walking up the stairs like he had a goddamn, or like he was walking with a walker. I'm like, you sitting up here yelling at this man. He moving as fast as he can, girl. He gonna get up there.
Exactly.
Ray,
I feel like
Ray.
she was embarrassing him.
Yes.
Right, calling his name. I feel like, girl, don't do that. Like I say all the time, Ray has one foot and a knee in the grave. So you can't be calling him like that, like rushing him up the stairs. Like, girl, we can't be doing that. Because if this man fall and tumble, then he gonna be in the grave immediately, because you over here trying to be sexy and force the fact that, like, oh, I still have, this sexual attraction to my man because you've been sitting over here getting drunk and telling the people the real truth about what's tea. But yeah, I could have did without this scene. I would have rather have seen Warren and Robin. Okay, I would have much have rather seen them two than to see Ray and Karen.
Okay.
And for you to say you would rather see that lesbian porn than seeing that granny porn, it says a lot.
Okay, moving on. We're gonna talk about, okay, what's next is Wendy, 4 for 4, double stack 4 degrees. We're gonna talk about her and her mama and their conversation. So again, we're gonna start off with Janie and Niecy and Josiah. Y'all three can unmute y'all mics and give y'all opinion on 4 for 4 and her mom and their conversation. Let's go ahead.
Congratulations. Um, I honestly don't know what to say. You brought your mama to a pumpkin patch to let her know that you don't want to be over here in these degrees. But I did feel like her you didn't want to be a professor anymore. But I did feel like her mama was very selfish by saying that her accolades make her look good.
Yeah.
Her mom looks good somewhere else. And I feel like that was very unfair to her. But I definitely appreciated her mama letting her know how great she is. Like, you're great at this, you're great at that. And I have no doubt that whatever you go on to do, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be great. But I mean, I hate to say it, but we could have did without that one as well.
I appreciated this scene because, well, first off, what took me out was as soon as Wendy said she didn't want to be a professor, her mama laughed and looked straight up to God, like, help me. And yeah, that was messed up that her mom, immediately went to talking about, I get kudos from my community. But this scene, more than anything, explained to me Wendy's frustration with Karen. It was almost as if that was the first time that Wendy had really heard her mom say that she was proud of what she was doing. So I'm like, oh, like, this is why you get so ruffled whenever Karen is basically saying you're not a real doctor. Even though it wasn't that deep, you can tell it was deep for Wendy, because it's almost, I was wondering, like, okay, what did you get these degrees for? Did you get them for status? You got the degrees because of the status that it brings your mom. And for your mom not telling you that she was proud of you, you were automatically triggered by what happened with Karen. Now, that just made me see Wendy in a different light. So for that, I appreciate that scene. Her mom's crazy. I'm glad she ultimately gave her blessing, but it just gave us a different point of view for Wendy.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I had been saying it in my reviews. I was wondering what's going on with Wendy deep rooted for her to always have to bring acknowledgement to that as if somebody's discrediting her. So I'm going to go back and watch that episode so I can capture those moments, because I didn't even capture that from the episode. I was just like, girl, let's just get to the shit. But outside of that, I have a question. Niecy, what are your thoughts about her wanting to be a political commentator? Do you think Real Housewives could affect her in wanting to be in that realm?
Absolutely. So this whole thing is tricky to me, because I even asked a question in my video. You're saying that you no longer want to be a professor, but is this on a basis that you are getting a second season contract? Like, are you already guaranteeing a second season contract before you start shifting around your jobs or not? I definitely think it could affect her CNN, and I don't know. I mean, would she get paid enough to not do anything but Real Housewives? Who knows? Maybe if she starts carrying the bone or being overly opinionated, like she already kind of is, she's trying to solidify her spot. Maybe she can afford to quit the two jobs, but
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I was wondering because you guys know I can't think of her name, but she used to be on the Breakfast Club. She's an attorney and I think she does some commentating as well. I
Yeah.
cannot think of her name. I think it's Ebony K.
Angela
Yeah.
Rye.
Not
That's my
Angela.
girl. That's
It's
my girl.
Ebony K. I think it's
Oh.
Ebony K. Davis because she's about to be on a Real Housewives
Oh,
show for
okay.
New Jersey or New York.
Yes.
But the difference is she's coming in
Oh,
the
yeah,
game
okay.
already like that. Whereas Wendy isn't, I don't think she's 100% fully established in that political analyst role. So I don't know either. Like you, I don't know if this could hinder her or if it's even going to hinder Ebony once she starts being on Real Housewives.
And I think that's also why Wendy was losing her mind so much, Monique. Because she felt like it could possibly hinder her other jobs, which is why she felt like she had to make a speech about Black Girl Magic and all this other stuff. Like, you didn't lie, but she definitely milked the situation. And I feel like only because she saw it as a reflection of herself and her other jobs.
Good stuff. We done, guys. Sorry.
Let me just say, thick weave is full of shit, and I don't see her no differently than what I did beforehand. First of all, me sitting up there watching that scene, it was equivalent to watching paint dry. Like, I just felt like at the end of the day, you're a wife, you're a mother of two boys and a girl. I feel like at the end of the day, at this point, and even though it's Nigerian culture, I get all of that. Me, I'm speaking for me. Me, if I had been Wendy at this point in my life, I wouldn't give a flying fuck about what you think about my life at this point. I live by myself. I'm a wife. I'm a mama. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't want to do this no more. I want to be a commentator or whatever the case may be. Fine. But I also feel like, even with all that said, I also feel like this isn't a good avenue for Wendy to be in. Like, if Wendy thought that this was going to help her get into the spot that she wants, not really. Especially when we got you on TV calling Ashley all kind of bitches and hoes, and you ain't know nothing about it. And you constantly throwing up these degrees in everybody's face, but you don't even appreciate your degree, bitch. How do you expect for me to really care about you having 4 degrees when, bitch, you don't even care about it? You basically all but told your mama, I only did all of this to make you look good, but this isn't what I want to do. So my whole thing is, then why the fuck are you throwing this in everybody's face if you don't even care about it? Why should I care when you don't? It should only mean something to you. I already been knew it was some with thick weed. I don't see it for her. Y'all can try to get me to see it for her. I don't see it for her. And that's all I got to say.
Okay, so yes, Wendy does throw up all the time, about her 4 degrees. It's very annoying. I think we can all agree that it was getting annoying. And Wendy is not my favorite, I'm not gonna lie. However, it was good kind of seeing this scene. I wish the scene was in a few episodes earlier. And like I said earlier, I think that Wendy is better off as a friend as a show because I have seen her on, I think, Fox News as a commentator. She does a good job and she needs to keep that position. Why don't you next season just be a friend to the show? Because in my opinion, you don't really bring anything. You have good confessions, you have good commentary or whatever. Be a friend to Candace and focus on your political commentary, because me personally, I can't really see anybody, let's say a big social injustice situation happen. I can't really see Wendy like speaking, oh, such and such and so, and this is going on. And then I'm seeing her on the Real Housewives of Potomac acting a fool. Like, it contradicts itself. So I definitely think that if she does decide to stay on the show, be a friend, girl, get your little check, be a Marlo, just pop up in, start your little drama, cool, keep it moving. And, do your commentary on CNN and stuff like that.
You're real. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, so the first thing is when the degrees got brought up by her mother, did y'all see how she was like, oh my gosh, but she gets mad when the other women don't want to hear her talk about her degrees? So that was one thing that threw me like, okay, But and now I don't like Wendy, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. But what I will say is I see why she and Candace are friends. So let me go off on a tangent right quick. Have y'all seen that Brax Family Values episode with
Yes, when
Ayala?
Tamar was acting a
Has
fool.
anybody seen that?
Yes.
So, but here's the piece that I want to bring up, and I'm gonna tie all this together. You remember when Trina? I don't even think she was getting ready to talk, but her mom was like, "I got this Trina," and she was like, "Ooh, I'm sorry, Mama." With that scene, you see how Trina immediately reverted to being a little girl in the presence of her mother. You see that with Candace, and you see that with Wendy, where no matter what it is, they're always like, granted, we understand that they are their mother's child, but they will always revert to being a child. They're not strong enough to just say what they have to say and go out on that limb for fear of maybe being abandoned, being shunned, or whatever the case may be. So I think that was a beautiful scene to see if people were able to catch that. But this shows that there's a lot of work that needs to go there because you literally saw Wendy about to break down and start crying with her mama called her a spoiled brat and all this other stuff. So I mean that's as much as I'm going to give Wendy that I did appreciate seeing, some realness there. But other than that, yeah, I can still do without her.
Listen, you was nice to just give that. Because to me, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just cold hearted and I ain't got no feelings, and I hate black women like the people say that I do, and I'm a colorist, and I'm a toxic gay male and all the rest of that bullshit that they were saying. But to me, I just, I don't know. That scene was equivalent to me knocking my head up against my green screen in the back of this wall and figure out when I start to bleed. Like, I got way more enjoyment out of watching that than I did that scene, because I just feel like at this point, why do you still care about what your mama thinks? It's just like at the end of the day, if this is what you want to do, just do that. And her mama had no choice but to double down and accept,
Well,
because at the end of the day, she's grown. She gonna do what she want to do
well,
anyway.
I think Well, I think it has more to do with what I have. I think it has way more to do with what their culture is. Because I know a lot of
Yeah,
people talk about Nigerians, and they all have that same
yeah.
mindset that they have to do what their parents set them to do. So with people like us, we don't give a fuck about what our mother or father have to say. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do because it makes us the fuck happy. Imagine me doing the shit that 4 doing. I can't do it, bitch. I
But that's
can't.
my whole
I
point.
can't. Like,
That's my whole point.
I know,
It's
but
like at the end of the day, y'all
I'm not
should
in the culture
understand my
though. So
questions. Yeah, like y'all should understand my. I don't mean nothing by it, but y'all should understand my questions because my parents wasn't like that. You know, so it's not that I'm trying
yeah.
to be
So
funny. It's just that I'm not used to that. I'm not used to doing whatever pleases my parents. As long as it was taking me in a positive direction, they was cool with it. It didn't have to be, well, I want you to be a lawyer. So this is what I want you to do. I don't care that you want to be a fireman. I want you to be a lawyer. I didn't grow up with parents like.
right. So yeah. So that's why we won't understand it because we don't have those type of relationships or nothing like that. So we will never understand it. So it will always have questions when it comes down to that. And to close this particular part because I didn't really care about it either. Like the pumpkins was way more entertaining and they were just sitting on the ground than this. But I will say that I guess for Wendy's sake, I'm guessing she was happy just to hear her mother say that she was proud of her, and I guess that made her feel better. So hopefully, with her mother saying that she's proud of her, we ain't got to hear about them damn 4 degrees that she got because I don't want to hear about them no more. Okay, so what's next? Do y'all really care about Ashley's family confront Michael about his cheating? Because I don't. Do we have to talk about that?
Wait, Uncle Lump on the dick. I got excited for Uncle Lump on the dick. I did. Uncle Lump on the dick, a log, a pickle. I love his energy because he's a lot like me. Like, I'm about to cut straight to the chase. He said, "Listen, I appreciate what you did to my niece, somewhat like my daughter, whatever it is she's supposed to be. I was here for him with that. And I loved how he didn't allow Michael to basically blame Ashley or other people for his decision. Like at the end of the day, you 60 years old. Like you're still blaming the other person for you sticking their dick in them, or vice versa.
Wait, he's 60? I thought he was older. Like he's really 60?
I
Michael's 60 something.
yeah, he's
Oh.
I
60
thought he was
something. He
70
in his
something.
60s,
I'm
nonetheless.
I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
shady, but
He
he
in
looks
his
like he's
60s,
in his
nonetheless.
70s.
But my whole
I think
thing
he's
is,
69, to be honest.
see, and that's why I was here
Okay.
for the uncle. He said at the end of the day, you too old to be sitting up here blaming your daddy issues on why you cheated on Ashley. I'm not here for that. You not only embarrassed her, you embarrassed us because
Yes.
we're on this show voluntarily and this, that, and this. Look, I like Uncle Lump on the log. I really do. Even though he looked like he got his GED 2 hours ago, I still rock with Uncle Lump because he gave it to us straight and Ash and Michael. He didn't allow Michael to back up out of his shit at all. So I was here for that scene. I was.
Well,
Uncle Lump made
I
me see
think
it for
I
that
think
scene.
I think he should have more so talked about his infatuation with men and their asses versus him cheating on Ashley, but that's another story.
No, I'm with you on that because I'm still not here for Michael grabbing that cameraman's pussy without his permission. That I'm not here for. That man was so distraught. He ain't know whether to like it, love it, hate it. He ain't know what to do in that moment. So I understood where that cameraman was coming from, and I won't hear for Michael doing that. I do agree that they need to discuss that because that's obvious that's something that Michael is into. And I think Ashley already knows that. She knows that.
Oh, yeah.
That leads me back to my
Mm-hmm.
point.
Because she's into
Michael and
women her.
Ashley are an arrangement.
So I'm
They're
just
an
tired.
arrangement.
I'm just tired of Michael popping up on screen looking like a damn tomato anytime he getting ready to lie. I don't even think it's that he under
Not a
pressure.
tomato.
I think it's that he just be getting ready to lie. Now, in the previews, that made it seem like Uncle Lump was gonna go a little bit harder than that, but he didn't go hard enough. I think
He didn't.
part of the reason why I kind of don't care about the situation is because Ashley ain't even gonna hold him accountable because it's a package deal. It's worked out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
arranged. And Ashley should have never told us about her mom's struggles because now every time I see her mom on the screen commenting on the relationship, I'm like, this is why. If Ashley's mom put up with so much bullshit to get nothing in return, Ashley is gonna ride this out. It don't matter what Michael does. She gonna ride this out because she's actually getting paid for it. So I don't know. Nothing's gonna happen until Ashley holds him accountable, which she won't because it's an arrangement. But what I would like to see is Ashley talking about Michael getting down with the men's. I don't care about you going to no David Guetta concert, hooking up with the girls, because we already know you do that. We saw you bumping and stroking all on Robin. I want to know about Michael and his festivities because we all know that's what y'all are hiding.
Yes, let's get to the tea. Give us the tea. Like
Michael
we
got his
know he ain't done.
Michael's bussy does see more dicks than any urinal that the Staples Center could ever have. I've always said that. And Ashley always knew that. So I just want Ashley to just go on ahead and admit that at this point. I do. I feel like because it's something that we all know. This is just something for
Wait.
Giselle and Robin to read you on later. So just go on ahead and admit it now. That's just how I feel.
I
Ashley
cannot.
kind of reminds me of Giselle a little bit because there's so much in other people's business, but when it comes to their tea, when it comes to their mess, their drama, I'm pretty sure, like y'all said, they have the most biggest scandals in that whole series, like the whole show. They probably got the biggest scandals because we all know that Michael swerves and he messes with men's, and we all know that you just said that Jamal baby mama's hitting you up trying to get an interview, so. But they don't want to talk about that.
Anisi made me. I
I
wasn't
would
gonna.
love for one of them to talk
Oh,
about it. And I would have all of y'all up here because I know all of y'all will have questions for him. So that would be a great interview.
I was gonna say. I wasn't gonna talk about Ashley for real, but when Nisi brought up her mama, I just wanted to say that I definitely agree with that. I feel like after knowing what we know about her mom and her being in her own relationship and it was trash, and you want to sit up here and talk about what Michael did hurt you, girl, you being in that horrible ass relationship and Michael over here having to pay for it, okay, it's hurting your daughter and Michael pocket. So what are you talking about? And I do believe that the marriage could possibly be arranged. It could be, it could not be. But what I know for a fact, what I believe is Ashley ain't got her Caucasian father. So she looking for that in Michael. Okay. She didn't get the security that she needed from her daddy. So she went over here and she latching on, just hanging on to Michael ass. So every time he mess up, she gonna go get pregnant and have another child. I can't say. That's all I got.
I will always side eye anything that Sheila does because at the end of the day, let's not forget, her and that man she was married to was living in a tent in the backyard. I mean, let's just be honest. Now, I mean, damn. Ashley, you ain't think enough of your mama to get her into a double wide trailer like Robin and Devil Dick gonna have to do if she don't really get her shit together with the IRS.
Anything to say before we move on?
I'm through, y'all. I'm through.
Ooh,
Okay.
child.
The next thing that we got, and I think it's the last thing that we got, is basically the party. Okay, that's basically what's last on the list is the party. Now, I guess what's crazy to me about this whole thing when we get to the party is the way that Monique showed up looking nice, and she was only there for about 15 minutes before Karen shooed her the fuck out the party like she was a damn fly when she was getting them text messages from Candace. So I'm gonna start off with Niecy, Jamie, and Josiah, so y'all can give y'all opinion on that part of the party. As a matter of fact, we really don't have to do a play by play. I just think that we should all just go ahead and give our opinions on this particular party and everything that happened with that, especially the shit about just them coming to the party because of some man that was there that talked about her on social media, and Robin and Wendy actually shading the place that the event is being held at. So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead first because I think we've been doing really good with this panel tonight. There hasn't been much overlapping or anything like that, so we've done a great job of keeping that down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let y'all three go ahead, so y'all can go ahead and mute y'all mics and talk about that stuff. Go ahead, Jamie, Nisi, and Josiah. Go ahead.
Ladies, y'all can go first.
Well, one thing I will say is the party was held in a damn shoebox. They didn't lie. Like the camera literally only panned two directions. It panned left, right, and then you could see the reactions of everybody's faces whenever they were, talking. And what's funny is whenever Monique showed up for the pre-event, I was like, okay, Monique is obviously in the dressing room. They got champagne in the dressing room. No, that was the event that Monique was at. So yeah, Karen could have got a bigger space, but whatever. I'm not mad at her little business venture. And yeah, Giselle, girl, honestly, I think Giselle didn't come because she was, I don't know, she just didn't come. Maybe she was at home crying about Jamal not falling into her trap to turn a fake relationship into a real relationship. But that dude Steven, he sounded like, his tweets look like my tweets. Like he ain't doing nothing different than talking about the show. I had to stop and look at what he was talking about. Giselle show her ass on TV every week, and I'm sure, if anything, I actually deleted this out of my video because I was like, let me not be too negative. Giselle needs to be cool with Steven because his work is proven with Karen. The before Steven and the after Steven, Giselle, you can have that. You can have it all if you would have showed up to the party and had been cool with Steven. That's pretty much all I got to say about the party. I don't think that Candace is lying about Karen wanting her to show up earlier. I already touched on that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Giselle need to be cool with Steven.
Let me try. I feel like it was so much going on. So the first thing, it wasn't no pre-event. Period. Another reason why I feel like Karen was setting up Monique. When she got there, what was y'all weren't doing that, girl? You was still getting your hair done. So what part of the pre-event is this? Okay, so you sit up here creating to my it was a pre-event. It wasn't. You wasted this lady's time. This lady got cute. This lady came down. Granted, Monique did say that she had another event that she was going to attend, but you still had her come in, sit down for 10 minutes, and then rush this lady out the door. Then standing at the door waiting on the lady to walk out. Girl, I'm going to leave. I don't need you to rush me out the door. I'm going to leave. It's cold outside. Let me call my driver. So I didn't really like that. And y'all know I'm not a fan of Monique at all. But I did not like that. If you gonna own your SHI and that's gonna be your friend, then let that be your friend and just have her at the event, and the ladies just gonna have to deal. Because you was gonna get that heat, like I said, on the front, on the back. You still got it. They still on your ass. So you might as well just had the lady at the event. Might as well. I do believe Candace was telling the truth. I do believe Ashley was telling the truth. I thought it was shady yet hilarious for her to give her that medicine for her stomach and then call her out on her drinking. Okay, at that moment, Karen felt attacked and she was just like, okay, I'm on everybody's head. Who's robbing you first? Giselle, going back to Giselle, I do believe that with Giselle not attending due to Steven, I feel like, yeah, that's true. But all of these ladies have said something about you and talked about you, and you still go around them. So I do believe you were using this as an excuse to not support Karen. In addition to that, I feel as though you did that because you also did not want to have to speak to the fact that your man did not show up yet again and he continuing to live in that phone. So she didn't want to talk about that. So she decided to scale back and not show up at all. So I think that was really it. Yeah, I think that's all I got too.
Terrence and Uriel, y'all go ahead. I'm with Josiah, but Terrence and Uriel, go right ahead. Y'all can get on.
Listen, I said on my live this morning, somebody echoing because I can hear myself. I don't know who, but I can hear myself. Um, I said on my live this morning, I'm choosing to believe that Karen lied under the guise of, well, I don't see no reason in telling y'all that I invited her because I invited Monique 30 minutes earlier. Y'all aren't even going to see her. And I'm more than sure if I said, well, yes, Monique is invited, but I told her to come while I'm setting up before everybody gets here, that I knew if I would have done it that way, then y'all didn't have to see her. She don't want to see y'all, so the feeling is mutual. So I don't see no reason in telling y'all that because I feel like even if I do tell y'all that, y'all still gonna scrutinize it. However, that's why I didn't like that Karen backpedaled and coochie popped in the handstand when Ashley called her while she was sitting in front of Monique. I really wish Cameron would have said, well, listen, I knew if I said that she was coming, whether it was 30 minutes prior or 30 minutes into the future, they still would have given me grief about it. So that's why I told them I didn't invite her. That's what I'm hoping that's what's going on with Karen. I'm hoping that that's what Karen thought, and that's why she didn't tell them that. I'm hoping that because, and y'all know, I don't see it for Candace, but if it does turn out that Candace was right, because I can see Karen calling Candace, say, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got enough money to pay everybody to set this up. So do you mind coming 30 minutes early? And I felt like if she did that and she did the same thing to Monique, that would make Karen really fucked up. It would. It would. And I would be looking at Karen a lot different. I would. So I'm choosing to believe that her whole thing was, well, that's why I lied to y'all because y'all wasn't supposed to see her. I'm choosing to believe that. I could be wrong. I'm hoping I'm not, but I really could be wrong. Like I understand how Jamie feels and I understand how Niecy feels. I do. I feel like Karen lying about that. Like, what else is you lying about?
So I'll say with the whole Karen and Monique thing, like I'm just gonna wait for next week to see what comes out because I don't think she was trying to be messy or shady, or whatever. I was laughing at the fact that she was trying to shoo Monique out the house like the kids was about to, miss the school bus. Like, hurry up, get outside before you miss school bus. Like that's what it gave me. Like, let me shoo you outside before you miss it. Then I'm trying to shoo, nothing ass nigga out the door. Like, you better go out there and look for a job there. Something like that. That's what I thought. But with the Giselle thing, like, first of all, you can't say, "Oh, I didn't come because he talked about me on Twitter." Yeah, Candace dragged you on Twitter, and your hut that you live in. Like she shaded the hell out you in your living situation, yet you still sat down with her to have some type of brunch or whatever. So I'm not really getting that, but okay, I'm gonna let you have that. Also, I think the two reasons I think she wasn't there is I guess she wasn't trying to give her no shine, maybe hoping that if I don't go, the other women won't go. But I really think she didn't go because she she knew she was probably gonna slip up and say something about the event, and Karen was gonna scold drag her because she was gonna ask her. So also, okay, so you talk about my event and my wigs. Where's every hue? What happened with that? Is it not at Tarjay anymore? Like I'm pretty sure it would have been one of those. So she knew it was gonna be a read coming. So she just decided, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just sit this out. But y'all see, she said all of what she had to say in the confessionals, and it's funny because she say a lot of her real nat stuff about Karen when she's right there with her in her confessionals. She'll never say it to her face because she knows she's gonna get ate the hell up.
I didn't talk about Giselle. And I have to agree with spilling the tea. I do. Like, look, listen, I don't already went in on Giselle, that flammable ass ponytail, the fact that her kids don't like their daddy. Like, girl, she wear way too much makeup to be making makeup for anybody else. The Vanessa Williams body double, like she gets on my nerves, and I agree with everybody else. Like, she didn't show up because I just honestly feel like she's jealous of Karen. I do. I think that Giselle is jealous of any woman that's doing more than what she is. I do. That's how I feel. Because and I feel that way about Robin. They didn't have to shade Karen. They chose to shade Karen. But why? I
Yeah.
think Karen's wig line has a much more chance of selling anything way quicker than her makeup line would.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think when it comes to Giselle, she does have her spirit is just not right. You know, her spirit is not right. And she does remind me of Lady May just a little bit. The early seasons of Greenleaf. Not sure if you guys have seen that. Um, and I almost died. Like during that season, I'm doing that scene when Karen was pushing out Monique. Oh my goodness. I was like, girl. But Wendy was doing the absolute most that scene, interjecting in stuff that has nothing to do with her. Robin was throwing unnecessary shade. I mean, like Niecy said, the place was really small. I'm not gonna lie, but you could have kept your comments to yourself. If you was going to be mean, you shouldn't show up. And I was actually surprised to see Robin show out without her lapdog Monique. I mean, no, Robin to show up without her boss Monique. So I was really surprised to see her in the group. I mean, not Monique. I'm sorry. You know who I'm trying to say. Giselle.
That leaves me to Robin.
I just feel
Go ahead, Scotty. Go ahead.
I just feel like Gizzard is a hating ass bitch. I just think that's really what it comes down to. Gizzard is a hating ass bitch because she can't get nothing off, so she had to hate on somebody else when they're doing something. Karen's perfume is in Bloomingdale. Where's your makeup, bitch? Is it even on that? Where's your makeup? Where is your scooter? Where is it? Please let me know because I don't know where your makeup is, bitch. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. Her shit is in Bloomingdale, so where your makeup is? Then she got a wig line. Whether or not it's a partnership or not, she got something going on outside of the show. You ain't got nothing going on. And Robin, on the other hand, she's so quick to talk about how small the damn venue was for Karen's event, but it can't be no smaller than them gas stations that your hats gonna get sold at. So I'm just trying to understand why she trying to hate on everybody else and what the hell they got going on. I just feel like Giselle and Robin are hate ass bitches. Both of them are haters. Like
Mm-hmm.
straight up. They're
Yeah.
both haters. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like they hate too much and they wonder why Karen is always coming for them all the time. They wonder why Karen always giving them business because they always be hating, especially Robin. Robin
And
always got so much to say.
Giselle needs to work on a partnership with, them bedazzler guns so people could put rhinestones on their jeans and jackets. That's what she needs to worry about.
Oh, they still sell those?
Yeah, they do. They
Oh,
actually do.
I ain't heard that from the early thousands.
Yep, she need to find a bedazzler gun, put her name on it, and throw it up in like Michael's or Walmart.
But I'm not gonna lie though. I am definitely excited to see next week's episode, the season finale. I'm excited to see Michael versus Chris. I think it will be a really good altercation. I'm not surprised that Juan did not decide. I don't know how they edited it, but I'm not surprised that Juan didn't decide to propose to Robin from what we've seen off the clips. So I'm excited for next week's episode for sure. It looks like a hot ghetto ratchet mess, and I'm all here for it.
I'm
I'm
excited for
glad it's
the
gonna be
finale
over.
as well because I'm ready for it to be over.
Wait, did I say the
Go ahead,
reunion?
Candy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I'll be
No, you
talking
said the
and I'll be
finale.
okay, good.
Yeah,
It's been
I'm
a
definitely
long
My bad, y'all. My phone was messing up. I'm sorry. What did I miss? What topic y'all on?
We was talking about the preview for the season finale of the Potomac. And I was just saying how I'm interested to see Chris versus Michael. I'm excited to see that altercation.
I'm interested in seeing what Candace got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's not forget, she has PTSD about getting her wig snatched by Monique. So to see her going at Ashley, I mean, it does lend itself to the character statement that was written. She's
I hear
just
both
as
of them.
unpredictable as she said that Monique is. What's the difference?
She was talking.
What's the difference?
She was talking that ish in a finale. So I want to see, like you said, I do want to see where that came from.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the fans spin this in Candace's favor. Because that's what they've been doing all season.
What?
And my whole thing is, I don't dislike Candace. I just don't like the way she's gaslighting this situation. And that's why I don't see it for Robin. Because Robin wants to sit up and talk about how, you know, uh, Karen being more concerned with Ashley's standing in the group versus Candace's mental issues or whatever. She ain't got no issues. That girl ain't got no issues because of that. She don't. I don't. Y'all are not gonna make me believe that ever. I refuse to believe that. This is
I
another
feel like
gaslighting situation.
I feel like she probably do. She ain't never been in no fight. She's playing it up however she play it up. But if she does have emotional stress and mental stress, which she probably does, I feel like Karen not only isn't considerate to Candace, but she also wasn't considerate to Monique either, with what Monique may be going through emotionally or mentally. And I feel like that was unfair to both of the ladies to try and put them in a situation like that. And like even with it, like let's say she did it and she tried to just do it. If it wasn't a setup, it was just a 30-minute thing. Like they still had a high chance of running into each other. And I just felt like that was unfair. So she didn't care about neither one of their states at all.
I agree with that. One thing I don't agree with is Candace having PTSD because of this fight. I refuse to believe that. I do. I
I
just feel
I
like
heard
that's a bit of a reach to blame that on Monique. I'm not believing that from Candace. I don't. Because Candace still has the same mouth that got her snatched up at that moment that she did then. There's no difference. She ain't learned no lesson about what happened with her and Monique because she still got a slick ass mouth. She do. And for me, maybe I grew up hood and ratchet. I don't think I did, but maybe I did because when I see somebody that got punched in their mouth because of their mouth, I'm expecting them to do one or two things: fight back or be a pussy asshole. And I felt like that's what Candace did in this moment. She's not gonna fight, but she's still gonna feel like I can still say whatever I want to say to you, and you're not supposed to hit me back. That's not how this works. Some people may believe in that, but not everybody do. Why take your chances?
I think Candace, I do believe that Candace has some form of PTSD. I think she's milking the situation a little bit. I think the sticky notes is where she's taking a little bit like, girl, like you
Right.
doing too much. But I do think Candace is the drama that we see on TV is genuine. And I think it's because of the backlash of social media. I think she touched on it in one of the episodes. We had found out about the fight a whole year ago. So I think it was really the trolls that was getting to her and the people, just really rejoicing and Candace getting beat up. I think that's what hurt her more than the physical altercation.
I
But
mean,
I'm
but
not
even if that's the
understanding
case,
why
I think.
when Ashley, I mean, when Candace portrayed the same things. She did. Candace also tweeted about Giselle's house and how, which I agree, about how she living in a barn in a horse stable and yeah. I do agree with Candace on it, but she did the same thing. So my whole thing is, what's the difference between you doing it and now that it's being done to you? You have such a problem with it.
Like Giselle, she can dish it, but she can't take it.
Right. She can dish it, but she cannot because she's done the same. That's why I don't consider her a victim in what happened between the melee. I don't. I don't consider her a victim because she poked the bear and she got what she asked for. Now you want to be a victim? You can't do that, girl. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You didn't have PTSD when you told her to drag you. So don't have PTSD now. That's what I'm not with. I'm not with that. You got your wig snatched and you embarrassed, and that's why you press
And
charges
that's where the
because you got
PTSD come
embarrassed. Just
from.
say that.
The embarrassment. The embarrassment of it all. I think that's where the heavy part of the PTSD comes from. And she can't live it, she can't let it go. Look at it. We've been watching this season and we talk about this every episode. So she probably is having a bit of PTSD. She ain't living it down. She got to keep being reminded of her head being down and getting dragged and punched. She going through it. Maybe she's mislabeling it, but I think she's probably going through a few things.
Yeah, I think me and Uriel talked about this backstage before we went live. I'm not sure, or was it on camera when we first got on? But I think that when it comes down to this whole fight situation, I think it really goes back to how you were raised and where you are from, and that's why people may look at things in a different manner than what everybody else does. Because for me, I have been torn up about my opinion on the fight itself. Because when it comes down to the fight itself, I hold them both accountable. But when it comes to the actors leading into the fight, it's all on Monique on my end because I do feel like was coming for Candace for no reason. I said that from the beginning. I said that she was looking for a reason to argue with her. She was blaming her for this whole rumor that was put out about her and her trainer and all this stuff. So I do think that most of the actions leading up into the fight was all on Monique, which is why I was dragging Monique the first few episodes. But when it came down to the fight, I looked at it from a different standpoint. It was a 50-50 thing for me. That's why I held them both accountable for it. And like I said before, like me and Jarrell was saying at one point in time, I think it just goes back to where we are from and where we are raised and how we were raised. Because for me, when we would fight, it was like it was a fight. We fought. One of us lost. Both of us lost. It was whatever, and we moved on, and it was never brought up again. We fought. Whatever. It is what it is. Or for another thing, when you do a verbal altercation, and there's arguing and there's elevation sometimes, and you know what I'm saying. I feel like when it comes down to that, it's just like this. Arguing with a person, you never know where it's gonna lead to. You know what I mean? Judging by where I'm from and what I've experienced, that's what I think. That's what I've been trying to explain this entire time when it comes down to the fight. Judging by what I've experienced, when there's an argument and people are in each other's faces or people are saying this and that to one another, you never know where it's gonna lead to. So when you have a situation where two people don't like each other, that's already starting to drag already. So they already got issues and they're going back and forth like two Wawas or whatever. It's to me it's like you can see it coming from a mile away, especially from Monique's end, which she was wrong for putting her hands on Candace. But for me it's like I look at it two ways. Monique is wrong. You just can't go out putting your hands on people. But on another end, it's like for me, on Candace's point, which the part that I hold her accountable for is when you in a situation like that with someone that already can't stand your ass, you never know what they got on their mind. That's my thing. You can't underestimate the person that's standing in front of you. So for me, like I've already said, I'm never gonna tell no one to never ask anyone to drag me or tell them to drag me when I know that they've already threatened to. I'm never gonna say that if I don't want to fight. That's my whole thing. So it's not me putting all of the blame on Candace. I'm just holding them both accountable for their part. I think they both played a part in the situation. It takes two to tango in the situation. One person took it to a level that it didn't need to go, and that was Monique. She took it to another level when she put her hands on her. And it's just what it is. And I do know that from where I'm from, it's always been said either you talk shit or you get hit, or you don't write checks that your ass can't cash. That's what I've been told most of my life. So I don't write no checks that my ass can't cash. As far as the thing about her PTSD, I do think that if she's never been in a physical altercation before, because I don't know exactly if she has or not, but if she's never been in a physical altercation, it may be traumatic for her simply because, fuck you, Terrence, simply because it's on TV. There could be the difference because it's on TV and she got all these people in her social media dragging her ass because she got her ass beat. So that could be where the trauma comes from, because I mean, I can only imagine getting my ass beat on TV for millions of people to see. I'd probably be traumatized too. I'm just saying.
Somebody in
And
the
people are gonna
comments,
always remember you getting your ass beat.
somebody in the comments keeps referring to, us not being qualified. I just want to make it clear that these are reviews, and reviews are opinion based. If you want to go look for a psychology, a psychologist's take on it, go find one on YouTube. These are opinion based, if you like it or not. That's all I have to say. Go ahead, Scotty.
My opinion
Yeah,
is,
I agree with that.
go ahead, Scotty. What else you guys say?
Yeah, I was gonna agree with Nisi because I saw that comment too, and I was trying to ignore it because I never said I was a damn psychiatrist. Never once did I say that. So, you know,
Well, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I am an
and
RN. I've been one that got sworn in since 2010. And y'all are not going to sit here and convince me to believe that because she had got popped 3 times in her head, that causes her to have to be on anxiety medications. Y'all are not going to get me to believe that. I believe like Candace is making a mockery out of people that really deals with PTSD. I'm not here for her for that shit. Her mouth roll her a check that her ass cannot cash. It does. That's how I grew up. I grew up, if you got a lot of mouth, I really hope you got hands to back that shit up. Because not everybody is going to have that same level of, oh, well, it's just words, than you do. I was always taught that. It didn't matter whether I went to a ritzy school or whether I went to a public school. It didn't matter to me. My parents has always taught me you can have as much mouth in the world as you want. Not everybody is going to accept that coming from you. They're just not. They're not. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's a far reach for me to sit here and feel like, oh, well, that's why she's going through this. No, it's not. She been had issues and problems and traumas even before she got hands laid on her. Her being on medicine got to do with her mama. Not about this fight that's going on with Monique. It's not. Y'all not
but
gonna get me to believe that. And I'm not saying it to y'all. I'm
but
saying it to the people in the chats.
oh, well, I'm
And
just
I'm saying
saying
it to
that it
y'all.
could
I'm
be a.
saying it to the people in the chats.
I'm just saying that it could be from a different standpoint because it's different when you get your ass beat in the streets and all of this
But
other
she
stuff. Different
didn't
when you
get
get your
her
ass beat in
ass
the street and
beat,
you can
period.
fall.
She
But
didn't get
let
her
me
ass
finish
beat.
what I'm saying though. Let me finish what I'm trying to say though. You ain't letting me finish what I'm saying. I get how you feel, but just let me say what I'm saying. It's different if you got into a fight in the street or whatever and everybody's seen it and you can go home. It's different when you getting your wig snatched and drug across the table on national TV and everybody got something to say about it. It's different because it's the same way when we speak our minds and shit like we had people, and I've gotten pushed to my limit just this past week because of things that people were saying about me that wasn't true based off my opinion on this show. So it could be amplified by opinions of other people that don't even know you, but just watching the show. I'm just looking at it from an angle. But I do agree with what you're saying as far as how you grew up because I grew up the same way. So I'm not denouncing what you're saying because I feel the same way. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Jarrell.
I hear what I'm sorry, I just want to say this real quick. I hear exactly what Terrence is saying. I grew up the same way, even though I'm in defense of, Candace, I grew up with them blood brothers, so that's all I had to do was know how to throw them hands if you're gonna run your mouth. But it takes me to the boxing match that recently happened. I can't think of the guy name. He was a football player at one point, and he got in the boxing ring. He got laid flat out. So now everybody's been making memes of him. That could potentially trigger him afterwards, based on losing in the ring, thinking he was gonna go beat this racist ass in the boxing ring. You took this huge L. Social media is making a complete mockery of you, and that could go on to like really affect him. And maybe the term is being used inaccurately. Maybe PTSD is not the right word to use. Maybe it's something
That's my
else.
point.
But I mean, I think he could. I don't know if he's going to be traumatized. He could be, based on he is literally getting dragged as we speak.
I can understand that, and I can totally accept that. I can totally accept that. I can. I get it. My whole argument is she's sitting up in the corner with a metal baseball bat, humming total praise. Shout out to Richard Smallwood, simply because she thinks that Monique is gonna bust in on her any minute. That's a stretch to me. The sticky notes is a stretch to me. Like to me, that's just way too much. You're trying to convince me of something that I just don't believe that you're going through. Just say that you ran your mouth and you thought that she would never hit her and she did. Or just say I'm embarrassed because I got my ass snatched on TV. And that's why I'm pressing charges on you. Say one or the other. But this whole PTSD thing, I'm not buying that. I'm just not.
Okay, so I just want to make 3 points. The first is with the whole fight thing. She may not necessarily she may not have been in the fight before, but you can't tell me that she hasn't seen all of the other Housewife franchises and seen that words can result to blows. Again, I am not absolving Monique of anything. I am just saying you can't tell me that you didn't know what you was getting into when you walked into this.
Right.
That's the first thing. The second thing with the social media stuff, first and foremost, if you're going to dish it, take it. Because you are on social media trolling a lot of people, whether you're recording yourself saying, why don't you just drop dead, or calling somebody a bed witch, talking about somebody's house. If you can't take it, and if it's really affecting your mental, which I believe it may be, it's a simple solution. Y'all want to hear what it is? It's called log the fuck off of social media. If it's really bugging you that much, just log off. Or since your mom has money, you got whatever, how about you let somebody else be in charge of your social media accounts so you see this stuff if it's really messing with you that bad. And right quick, for me to sit here and have a little bit of sympathy for, like I didn't go into detail with Scotty with this earlier, but I understand Candace. I grew up, I'm Generation Y. I'm a millennial, born 1986. My older cousins, Generation X, born to baby boomers. I'm saying all this to say a lot of them used to come at us crazy. My mother is a Aries. I'm a Capricorn, so I have her personality, and not just being a Capricorn. I got mouth on me. It's been many times I've said some sideways shit and got bobbed upside my head. And in those moments, like, okay, I can either continue to talk mess or back down. I continue to talk mess. And then once I got of age, testosterone running, and I got a little bit of weight on me, oh yeah, I'm stepping in faces too. I mean, what's happened? What's good? But I understand if I don't want to get hit and I see it getting to a point, I can remove myself. So I understand not having the voice and having to defend yourself with words. I understand that. But you mean to tell me you can't read a room? You mean to tell me you did not see this picking up? And even with them, when the ish popped off, they went from being at a table with each other to her backing up with her antics. Nothing wrong with that. And then you're walking back up in her face, back to where you originally was, with all this extra hoopla, with all this extra rah rah. Yes, this is becoming combustible. And like fucking I even said, it can only go with one place, up. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I heard it somewhere where when Monique was flipping her hair, she actually pushed slash poked Monique, and that is when everything went all up and in flames. And even once that was over, again, post-traumatic stress disorder is a real thing, but it's kind of hard for me to really lean. Anxiety and depression, got it. The latter, I don't know, only because when it was all said and done, you're cursing her out, calling her all type of hood rats and all this other stuff. Where if you were, I'm gonna stop right there. That's all I got to say because I know I'm about to make somebody mad.
Yeah, I do feel like I do see somebody in the comments saying, yes, so Monique should have walked away if she felt it was about to go left. See, and this is the part that really gets me because we always focused on one person. I feel like they both could have made better decisions when it came down to the fight. That's just how I feel. I can't just place it just on one person. I feel like even for myself, if I'm arguing with a person and it turns physical, I feel like I participated because I knew there was a possibility that it would go physical. But that's not my fault that it went physical. You know what I mean? It ain't my fault they put their hands on me. But I know for me, I feel like I've been in many situations where I'm in an argument with someone and I feel like it's headed that direction. And when I feel like it's headed that direction, I'm like, listen, I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you. I'm done with the conversation. And I just simply move on and go on about my business. But it's like, I'm not them. They're not me. So at this point, it really doesn't matter. I still feel like it's the whole thing of being accountable. I mean, holding both parties accountable. That's just how I feel. I do feel like they both should have made better decisions. Monique should never put her hands on Candace. She probably should have just turned the fuck around when she felt herself getting that agitated and that angry. She should have walked away because I've been on both sides of the playing field. I've been the person that could have been looked at as an aggressor, and I'm sitting up here arguing and I feel myself getting agitated where I just want to take my hands and choke the shit out of you. And before I get the chance to choke the shit out of you, I turn my ass around and I walk away. When someone and I've been on Candace's side, when someone threatens to drag me and I know I don't want to fight them and I know I don't want that smoke with them, I would simply go the other way. So it goes for both sides for me. That's just how I see it at the end of the day. Like, just because I'm saying that both of them should be held accountable, it does not mean I'm on Team Monique. It does not mean that I'm on Team Candace. It's just Team 100%. That's just me. So, you know, it is.
Um. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, I definitely agree, and I think it's going to be definitely brought up in the reunion about how what both parties did on Monique and Candace end as well. So I think that Andy is going to definitely hold. I think definitely more Monique accountable because I think that he don't really care for Monique like that, but I think that he's going to hold both Candace and Monique accountable for the fight, and it's going to cause a great discussion about that. I think he's going to bring it up. Well, I mean, of course, it's going to be brought up, but I think it's going to be a good in-depth conversation about that. And hopefully at this reunion, there will be some type of resolution. I don't know if they did kind of, reconcile or what.
Based on Candace's tweet that we found out about earlier that she was tweeting at the TV, then I don't think they made up.
At least come to some common ground.
And listen, let me say this.
Yeah,
I understand not don't nobody, but some people don't agree with me with my assessment. I totally get that, and I'm not upset about that. Just let me have my opinion, and it don't have to be all of the extra that me and Scotty and Bondi been getting.
Yeah, I did, and I know we touched on that earlier in the live, but that was a lot that we have had to endure in regards to this whole situation. Because at the end of the day, whenever I say that I hold them both accountable, it's being taken as I'm trying to make excuses for Monique's behavior, or I'm trying to justify her behavior, and that's just not what it is for me. I'm not justifying anything. What I'm talking about, like I said, your real just talked about it. It's not me justifying anything. It's me speaking from experience and the things that I have seen in my life in regards to physical altercations. They fucking happen the same way that Candace and Monique's happen. I have seen physical altercations just like that that happen just like this. We're all having a great time. Two people don't like each other, get into an argument, it gets heated, it gets agitating. One person take it to a whole nother level. Person say something that triggers someone else, and once it triggers, they get punched and it's a fight. That does not make it right, but I'm just going by what I have seen in my life, my own personal experience. It's no way that I'm justifying what she did. Because if I was sitting up here justifying what she did, I would have just said Candace deserved to get her ass beat. That's what I would have said if I was justifying it, but I never said that. But however, it still the point still becomes missed when we talk about this, because it's like if we're holding them both accountable, that means that we are Team Monique. And I just can't get down with that, nor can I agree with that at all
Well,
because
listen, I'm not
no.
necessarily I'm Team Monique either, and I wish Monique hadn't have done it. But I do feel like Candace got exactly what she asked for because she asked for it, and I don't care how nobody else feel about that. Like I said, I learned that lesson way back when I was 5, 6 years old, watching my brother and me.
I'm definitely not
You
Team
asked
Monique.
for it and you got it, so I can't be that. Oh my God, yada yada yada. No, I can't do that. I just wish that Monique hadn't did it. I do. I wish she hadn't did it. But I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a hood rat ass bitch, y'all. I don't know. That's just how I grew up. Like when you ask for it and you got it, what you mad at?
I think you're just thinking like, what would I do in this situation? I'm thinking about like what I'm seeing on
Yes.
screen. We know that not Monique, Candace running her mouth is something that's a constant. We saw the build up before the fight, and to me, it looked like this is what Monique was kind of hoping for. Monique was looking for some sort of blow up. I'm not saying Monique wanted to get physical. I'm saying it seemed like Monique wanted some sort of confrontation. And whenever Candace was on her energy, meet her at that level, that's whenever it got physical. So I think they both can be held accountable. However, Candace always runs her mouth. I wish Monique didn't put hands on her, but I think that's where the situation went wrong.
Right.
And another
Should
thing
not,
I
would
see, I
not, don't mean will never happen.
I see in the comments once again that somebody is still not getting the fucking point. No one said that running your mouth ultimately means you're getting hit. That is not what we said. We're seeing a possibility that that could happen, judging by the person in the situation, because you never know who you did. It just goes back to you never know who you are dealing with. Some people, just like we say, just because a person tells you to drag them, that does not give them the leeway to do that. But some people are stupid enough to drag you just because you said so. That's my whole point. You know what I mean? Like some people are stupid enough to do it. So you just gotta watch what you say to certain people because some people are really stupid to take it to that level. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that just because you run your mouth, you're supposed to get your mouth punched in. Because to be honest, the way I run my fucking mouth, I'm pretty sure somebody want to beat my ass. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but again, y'all take things the way y'all want to take it.
Right.
It's
I'm
just for
not
me. I,
saying that it's
I don't get it.
supposed to happen. All I'm saying is, as an adult, I'm 32 years old. I'm not walking around through life feeling like I can say whatever the fuck I want to say out of my mouth to Scotty, and then be shocked if what I said got me japped in my face. Like I can't do that. I
And
can't
you
walk around as an adult thinking I can say whatever I want to be. But you're not supposed to hit me back because we're an adult. Everybody don't look at it that way. And that's how I will have to go through life if I got a lot of mouth that Candace got. I'm going to either learn how to fight or shut my ass up.
go ahead, you
I just
real.
want to make mention that was said in the comments right quick. So for those who don't know, I am a United States Army veteran. Okay, I served 11 years. And that came up in the chat because somebody that watches me brought that up. And when it comes to the PTSD situation, and someone, and again, I want to make this clear. I am not trying to attack anybody, but I want to say this for clarity. Because someone said more civilians have it than military. If we're going by numbers, that is true. But if you look at percentages, because less than 1% of Americans have enlisted in the military, regardless of what branch it is, a lot of veterans deal with, and even current service members deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. The thing is, more often than not, the VA does not give a lot of people that, because depending on the percentage is going to depend on how much they're going to give you for the rest of your life. So a lot of them tend to lowball you when it comes to that or any other quote unquote disability, because they're not trying to pay that out. And that's why you have a lot of veterans who end up committing suicide amongst other things, because they aren't given that help, and because what their afflictions are being downplayed. Whereas a civilian, it is definitely much easier for you to be diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. So I just want to put that out there for clarity. It does exist. And if you want to talk about numbers, yes, because only less than 1% is in the military, yes, civilian numbers are always going to be high. But if you look at percentages, we really can't compare percentages.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
All
my whole
righty
thing.
then.
Like everybody gets under my comments, but I'm like, I'm a nurse. And I'm not saying everybody PTSD is the same, because it's not. But I refuse to sit here and believe that Candace has PTSD because of this fight. I'm refusing to believe. I am.
And
I
let
feel
me
like
and let
she's
me
scared.
address one
She
more
wrote a
comment
check that her
too.
ass can't cash, and she's shaking in her boots right now. I can accept that quicker than I got PTSD.
Let me read this comment as well, because someone said Candace has been walking away from Monique and her antics every episode, but when she finally backs at her with words, then Candace was wrong for that. No one said she was wrong. I don't know where the hell y'all keep getting that we said she was wrong for that. I don't know where y'all keep it from, because no one said that. But okay. You know what? I don't want to talk about this fight no more at all.
Me neither.
So I guess what we can do at this point, because I'm getting irritated, and I don't want to get disrespectful with anybody that's in the chat. But this whole conversation and my words being taken out of context constantly is starting to get on my nerves, and I don't disrespect to anybody that's in the chat, because I do appreciate everyone that's in the chat, and I appreciate everybody watching. So I'd rather just phone from this, and let's just say that after this season is over, when we go into season 6, let's just hope and pray that this fight is not the topic of discussion any fucking more. Can we all agree on that? Can I
Yes,
get an
amen.
amen?
Amen.
I don't know
Okay,
y'all.
well, right quick, I just want to, I guess, bring this up so we can kind of get back on the episode. So, how did everybody feel about Karen gathering, checking, and clearing Robin at the party?
Oh, I'm always here for that. Anytime she reads Robin, I'm always here for that.
Listen,
So you ain't got to
anytime
ask that.
anytime Karen reads somebody, I'm always here for it. Karen gives you that auntie who will snap back at you real quick at the family reunion. I'm all here for it. And I'm excited to see the reunion just for Karen, because her reads is on another level. I'm always here for it. I'm even excited for Candace reads, but definitely Karen's.
Yeah, Karen reads you without cursing.
I was happy that
Hey,
she
what we talking about?
Karen reading Robin, But with that, like I like because I know a lot of people got mad at her for going at Robin the way that she did. But first and foremost, well, one, why are you trying to bring up my loose lips drinking escapade while my man standing right here? Like I know that got her, yet at the same time, like she was talking to Ashley. She was talking to. I understand the other women are there. It don't matter. Y'all weren't being talked to. I'm talking to Ashley, and it seemed like every time Karen is having a one-on-one with somebody, other people are jumping in. So now she's verbally being jumped, if we want to call it that. So yeah, the best way to get somebody above you to sit here and get them a quick gut punch. And I was all the way here for it because you see, Robin was just like, and then talk about, so why are we bringing up somebody that's not even here? Okay, all right.
That's Robin's role. Robin is always speaking out of turn. Very rarely does she ask something where I'm like, okay, good. I actually want to know the questions to that too. I think the only time I could agree with her doing that was whenever she was asking Giselle about Jamal Bryant. But yeah, Robin was shook. Karen just took all the air out of her lungs with that one, and I was like, okay, good.
If Karen trying to make some money, she need to do a blogger or a learning account, like an e-learning class. And because I'm gonna be the first one to sign up for enrollment in the School of Reads because she's so quick with it. I said, girl, like it reminded me of early need. I said, how do you come up with this? Like, I'm just so flabbergasted by her reads. Like, I'm just so shook it.
I won't mad at Karen.
I just
I'm
need
glad
Robin to get
that
rid.
Karen gave Robin exactly what she needed. I'm glad. I feel like Robin has been up Giselle's ass, so on and so forth, to the point where you just can't help but to read her and shade her at every chance that you can get. So I was here for Karen throwing her that nasty piece of read. She read Robin so good. Robin said, "Please unmic me. I'm ready to go." Yeah, bitch, I guess you is. I would have been ready to go too. So I'm not even mad at you for stop, dropping, rolling up out that kitchen when it got too hot.
I
I
felt
mean, but even
like
with that though, like if you
Robin,
think like when Karen politely brought up or asked her about her tax issue, she even said like I'm not even gonna tear you down, but I'm here to kind of help uplift you. Yet after she extended that olive branch, you're continuing to have your little slick jabs, and then you get mad when she finally just go ahead and just chop your neck off. Like, come on, like you were asking for that because you keep on coming for her when she was trying her damnedest to sit here and be nice with you.
I feel like I'm the only person
Robin
that
was
never sees things how y'all see it. I like the read. The read was good. I just felt like the read for me was like wrong time. Like, why are you bringing up Juan? I totally agree with Robin. Like, he not even here. And if you want to be mad at somebody, you need to be mad at Ashley for bringing this medicine or whatever she brought you for your stomach and bringing up the whole issue of you drinking at a 1-year-old party, but you can't drink on a trip with us. So I felt like that was kind of misplaced. You know what I'm saying? When Ashley came at you wrong, it was like she just jealous. But when Robin asked you a genuine question, like, were you just like feeling away about da, you automatically like cut her head off. But Ashley been on your ass this entire episode, and even in the after show, you still giving this girl grace when she's been on your ass. I just felt like, girl, cut it out. Okay, great read, wonderful read. Wrong time. And then for me, it's like you did that shit in Portugal. You over here having an issue with Giselle and you bringing up Juan again. It's like, girl, keep your focus. Keep your focus on who your
Yeah,
focus is
but I
on.
also
I
feel
feel like
like
she
why
does
not?
this to Robin because
Because
Robin has
Robin
always
does
wanted
the
to hurt
same
her.
thing when it comes to Giselle. Anything that Giselle says, Robin is quick to be on the bandwagon, whether she believes it or not. Like, let's not forget the episode when she said that she liked Monique. Even though Giselle didn't like Monique, Robin liked Monique. And not to mention, even in the other episode when she was like, "Yeah, I understand how you feel, Robin, but don't have a mind of your own. Agree with me, have my back when they go in and like have on me." So I really can't give Robin that because at the end of the day, she didn't have grace for nobody else because Giselle didn't like them, Robin didn't like them. So I'm not mad at Karen for giving Robin what she needed. I'm not.
I
I'm
will
not
give you
mad at
that.
that.
Yeah, I will give you that because when I think about how she treated her with the hat situation, it was definitely like, girl, you had it coming to you. But I totally felt the way because I'm like, girl, focus on Ashley because had Ashley not brought this up, it wouldn't, and she brought it up in front of Ray standing there, it wouldn't have even been a question. Like it wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? But I see your point though when it comes to Robin and her.
and just how Robin felt. Think about, I think it was last season or maybe the season before last, whenever Giselle brought that mess to her open house where it was the wrong time, wrong place. I think Karen felt the type of way because it's like, okay, already Ashley is coming for me in this small space, a business event, and then here you come trying to add to it. So I think what Karen had to say was definitely warranted.
Oh
And
yeah, I forgot
plus,
about that.
Robin always comes for Karen. She always find a reason to come for her all the time. So I feel like maybe the read was at the wrong time, but being that Robin always got something to say, I'm guessing she just wanted to shut her the fuck up. And it worked.
It definitely shut her the hell up. I mean, everybody like got quiet when she said it. Everybody was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
I mean,
you can.
between that read and the read that Candace did, Ashley gave Candace at the table, she was like, "I don't have to such and such. My husband is a millionaire." It was like, damn, it was probably the best two reads. I will say, wrong time, wrong, great though, great.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ashley and her little read. She do be getting her little one-liners too. I'll give her that.
She do be getting her jabs in. Most definitely get her jabs in. I will say that. I will say that. But it's just crazy to me how Giselle and Robin are the main two that always do something to say to say the easiest reason to the whole fucking group. Like, how the fuck y'all got something to say and we can read your ass from top to bottom? Like,
They
ugh.
they always get yep. They always getting dragged, especially by Karen, and don't have no comeback. I say,
Listen,
girl, now you be gonna start it,
listen.
then you gotta finish it.
I make it my business to drag Giselle and Robin. I really do. I my business to drag. I don't give a fuck what they do. They gonna always get drugged
You
on
be
my
taking me
all the
out
time.
when you say Robert and Gizzard and Gizzard. I said, oh my god. When you said that last week, sir, do you know I almost fell out this chair? I was about to build you a health bill because I
Oh
almost
my
broke my
Oh
God.
back falling out
God,
this
bitch.
damn chair. I said, oh my god.
It's second nature in my head to think about them as Robert and Gizzard now. I'm like, why does Scotty do this?
It's between that and then the Wendy 4 for 4. I said, Lord Jesus. I said, okay.
But I'm still trying to figure out
Girl,
why Robin has so much to say, like talking about the back of the strip mall, like you're mad at this space, but what are you living in? You want to sit here and come for Karen's business, but weren't you the same one trying to do something with trucking? Weren't you the same one that was trying to flip a house and you ended up having to put more into it than what you initially wanted to? Aren't you the same one that's at the dollar store buying these cheap ass hats and also getting your wigs from the gas station and you looking all messed up every time you come on this damn screen? But you got so much to say about Karen, who is put together, that is self-made, that did not waste her man's money, but actually went ahead and soldiered up for her man to help pay with some taxes. But you want to sit here and, okay, see, I'm trying not to do it, Rob, but it's just like you have no room to talk about anybody until you in the black. She just need to shut up. Do what Tiffany Paul said. Just shut up, sit there, and eat your food.
Listen, Robin can't go in and let have nobody when she's still begging Devil Dick to marry her. She can't go in on nobody. Them embezzlement has is never gonna sell. Like I'm just not here for Robin. Robin is a hater. Robin needs to just sit down and shut up and look masculine like she always do. But now I'm done. I ain't gonna.
Oh,
Somebody had a good question earlier. They wanted to know what our reunion predictions are. What I mean, besides obviously Giselle getting dragged, what do y'all think is gonna happen?
oh,
Candace
y'all,
and
Layla
Monique are
Lynn
gonna
is
get
in the
into it,
building. Hey,
obviously.
Layla.
Shout out to Layla Lynn, baby. Shout out to
Hey,
Layla Lynn.
Lele.
That's
Hey, Layla girl.
definitely one of
That's
my
my
favorite
girl.
people. I love me some Layla. But I do think that of course Candace and Monique are gonna get into it. I feel like Karen and Robin gonna get into it, even though they got Robin sitting right next to Karen. And my thing about it is, before the reunion started, that everyone has this thing about the reunion seating and who is sitting where and all of this other stuff. Because it's always been said that the person that sits to end one that carried the show or had the most drama or is the one that they want to keep the most or something like that. I think that's what they say it is. Most people thought that Candace and Monique would be sitting
And
next to
and do you mind
Andy
if I just speak on that
because
really quick?
they.
I'm sorry, Scotty.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was just about to say what you were saying. Like, I was pissed when I found out the reunion. First of all, why is Giselle sitting next to Andy? Now I know they said that she is the Nene of the franchise, I guess, supposedly, but Giselle should not have been sitting next to Andy. Period. It should have been on his right side. It should have been Candace, and then Giselle, and then Robin. No, yeah, and then Robin, and then Wendy, and then on his left side, it should have been Monique, Karen, and Ashley. That's who. That's how this reunion should have been set. I was like, what is this?
I agree. I definitely agree because Giselle always sits by Andy. I don't know how she does, but she always sits by Andy. I don't see how she always gets to sit next to him because she don't
Is she,
deserve to sit by him every season.
is she
Because
sitting by him this season for this reunion?
yeah, yes,
Yes.
her and
Uh,
Karen, they're both to
She
him.
only
she
got
could
that
have.
spot because she gonna play co-host and be messy and
That's what
ask
I'm
But
people
I
to
thinking.
heard that
mind
she's
their
in the hot
business.
seat, honey. They about to
Plus,
drag her.
But
y'all
y'all
know
know
they're
how
not gonna
Jackie
get it.
Christie was at the Basketball Wives reunion when she was like, "I'm not coming out unless I'm sitting next to the host." So Giselle could have probably tried to do something like that, which
Yeah.
resulted in her being able to sit next to him.
Plus,
Huh?
they
Yeah,
said
because
this
the
reunion
seating
is gonna
chart
be
is
four
fucking ass.
parts.
Say that
What'd you say,
again,
Scotty?
Nisi.
Oh, so I was saying the reunion is gonna be four parts. So the first two is gonna be something real, not important. Probably talking about Wendy, probably talking about Ashley and Michael. So for them to sit Candace and Monique next to Andy, they probably wouldn't be talking about nothing because they're gonna try to stretch this out for at least 2 episodes. Well, they're gonna stretch it out for four, but Candace and Monique probably wouldn't talk about anything for the first half of the reunions.
I'm not excited about this damn 4-part reunion. I'm not. Can we just get to the tea, please? Can we just get to the meat? The only big incident that happened during the whole season. I don't want to see this. No whole 4-part reunion. Waiting a month for the tea. Come on now, Bravo. What are y'all doing out
Listen,
there?
because this shit gonna be them first two parts are filler episodes. Them first two parts, it ain't gonna get good to the third.
I just
That's exactly
want
how they do it.
I just want 1 hour of them tearing into Giselle, like how the Housewives tore into Kim for a whole episode. All I want is just all of them to give Giselle. If they do that, I'm cool with 4 parts. Just give me one whole episode where they just sit here and go for Socknick. Just give me one good one, and I will be all to the good.
I agree with you.
I definitely
All
agree.
I'm ready to see is Giselle's comeuppance. Oh, that's all I'm ready to see is Giselle comeuppance. Everything else they can keep. Cause I'm over this fight. I'm over that shit.
It needs to happen. I think. I mean, whether you hate or love Giselle, you cannot deny that she have done a lot of shady, underhanded stuff during the seasons and over the years, and have never been really called out for it. Never. So I think this is important. This is going to be really good because she finally gets caught out. And from what I saw from the Peach Report Daily, she's in a hot seat for sure.
As she should be. As she definitely should be. Um, as far as the reunion goes, I do think that the person that's probably going to have the least say is Wendy. I think that she's going to be sitting there quiet for most of the time because what you talk about besides
You, you
interjecting
remember
in what
how
everybody else is talking about.
the season 11 reunion of the Housewives where what's her name? Oh my god. Ronnie DeVoe, Shamar.
Shamari.
Yeah, she was just sitting over there quiet. That's gonna be Wendy, just sitting over there looking. Cause she ain't got no really other than
Well,
interjecting and a mess.
Wen- Interjecting, exactly. Wendy is never one to be quiet. She always got an opinion about something. So I don't think she's gonna be quiet. I just think that she's not gonna get much of a plot whenever it comes to the episode reunions. But she's gonna have something to say about everything.
See what Wendy. I want I want Karen to do to Wendy what Nene did to Sheree. Now I don't like Nene, and I damn sure don't like Sheree. But you recall when at the last reunion that Sheree was on, where she pretty much got fired, how Nene ain't have nothing for her, where it's just like, yeah, I ain't got nothing for you. Yeah, it's cool, it's whatever. So literally close her off to having any dialogue. I hope that Karen does that to Wendy, where when they bring it up, it's just, yeah, it is what it is. I ain't got nothing for her.
That would be good to see,
I
but
definitely ain't
I
got nothing
think
for.
Karen is, like Ray said, this is going to Karen's head. So I think she has had a good season with her reads, and I think she's not gonna go out at the reunion by just giving her dust. I think she gonna try and be quick with the reads on Wendy, just as she was with Robin. But I also feel like she gonna primarily have her reads for Giselle and Robin. So it could be that she may not say a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
to Wendy, but I think she gonna have a few things for her. But I don't think she gonna be sitting quiet. That would be interesting though if she did. But Wendy ain't gonna let that happen. Cause I feel like Wendy got a mouth too. The way she came at Ashley at that table, called her name and went in on her. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. But I hate that it's gonna be 4 parts. I wish it was just two, to be honest. We're gonna be talking about the fight for
Yeah,
all
because
four
some of these
episodes.
interviews, we really are, and like, uh, I have never been so exhausted with a fight before. Like, even Kenya and Portia's fight was not that fucking bad. Like, really. Like, we didn't stay on Kenya, on Portia dragging the hell out of Kenya across the damn stage. Like, we didn't stay on that.
Mm-mm.
We didn't. Now, it did set the tone for the next season, but we didn't stay on it. We staying on this. Or even with Tammy, even on Basketball Wives, when Tammy and Mika got the fight, we didn't stay on that shit. Shit out of Mika and it was over with. Like, we were done. We were done talking about this, you know? But now that's what I'm waiting to see come back as Basketball Wives. Me and Terrence have already decided to renege on what the fuck we said, and just we're gonna review it again. So you know, we already reneged and said we're gonna review it.
Hey, turn up.
I mean, we can't pass up them views. We just can't pass them up, child. We get the best views first.
Listen, Scotty, I love when you do a good old basketball wives review. You know, that's how I first got hooked on you. Basketball wives and loving hip hop Atlanta. So I'm ready.
I miss love and
Yeah,
hip
because he
hop.
read the hell out of Evelyn way more than I ever could or ever did.
Yup, I agree.
Listen, listen, she deserved it, and y'all know she did. Okay, like she fucking deserved it. Listen, but I do miss Basketball Wives, and I do miss Love and Hip Hop. I really miss those shows. God, I miss those shows. They were so fun to review. I miss them both. I really do. But we've been on here for almost 3 hours, so I guess we can end it here. I will say that we had a lot of fun on this panel. I think we did a great job in maneuvering around difficulties that is StreamYard. So great job at finessing with it. I want to thank everyone that watched the show. We peaked at 300 and I know it was 330 something people in here. So we did a great job. First of all, I also want to thank Yarel coming in here at such short notice. Okay, I want to thank you for in Sydney for Bundy or whatnot, but you did do a good job with the panel. You fit in quite well with us, so I really do appreciate you coming on. We will have you back at another time. I really do appreciate you coming on. Josiah, I think the people are going to be happy with you because you spoke your your piece the fucking day, okay? So I think the people gonna be happy with that, okay?
Oh
They're gonna
yeah,
be happy with it,
appreciate
okay?
it.
Um, Parents, I really thought that you wasn't into it at the beginning. I was gonna text your ass and curse you the fuck out for a second, but you got through it. I like that, big bro. So I appreciate that. Also, lovely ladies of the panel, Jamie and Nisi, I appreciate you guys all the time for just, whenever I ask y'all to do something, y'all be down with it. So I definitely appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody on this panel because we really got a great thing going on with this Housewives panel. Okay, regardless of what the people may got to say about it, I think we do a great job, and I think that we have a great chemistry with all of us, including Bundy. Shout out to Bonnie who's not here tonight. I think we have a great chemistry, and I think I picked the right people for this. So it is what it is. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about it. It is what it
It's
is.
great networking.
Anybody has? Yes, it is. Yes, yes, indeed, it is. Anybody got any last words before we sign out? Say your last words. Tell people where they can find you and everything else. We can start that off with Terrence.
You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Oh, because I was cussing Scotty the fuck out. I said, now you want to come down to me after you just read me down in front of these people about how you was gonna cuss me the hell out. Now how like a nigga to give me a compliment and read me in the same sentence. Um, uh,
But I love you
I
though.
appreciate everybody for watching. Girl, ain't nobody dealing with you. I appreciate you for watching. Shout out to all of the T subs and the T squad in the building. Shout out to the panel. Um, spilling all the tea. I really enjoyed you. You gave me really great commentary. And I followed you on YouTube. I like your page. I like the way you think I can rock with it. Um, uh, B continue to watch the reviews and the afterlife, and yeah, that's all I got. I ain't got them on the gate.
Before Jamie comes on, I see someone says, Aaliyah Ville said, that's how we know y'all real friends. They talking about me and Terrence. Yes, because he knows that I will read him in a minute and say I love him in the same sentence. He knows that. Go ahead, Jamie.
Okay, that was. The panel tonight was really good. I think we did a great job with making sure everybody had the opportunity to talk and definitely cut our mics off so that we can all hear each other. Yeah, so it was a really good panel tonight. Spilling the tea, I really, really enjoyed your commentary. I guess we'll say I enjoy hearing your opinions. I also subscribe to your channel, so I'm looking forward to hearing more. And hopefully, we will have you on. The channels again or the panel again, even though we had difference of opinions. I always can respect those opinions, unlike some of the people in the comments. So we definitely appreciate you guys as well for coming and watching us and hanging out with us. But I am Jamie, that's me. You guys can find me on Instagram as well as Twitter and YouTube, all the same as you see it. Jamie, that's me.
Okay, Josiah, it's your turn.
I just want to say, guys, this is like an amazing opportunity. Thank you so much, Scotty, to you for bringing us all together. Man, everybody, we're so different, but it like collides so good because we have different viewpoints. So I really enjoy that. And every time I just come on here, I really enjoy like talking with you guys. Also, you all can just follow me on Josiah's World TV on here. And then also you can follow me on Instagram as well, Josiah's World TV. And hopefully I would love to like collab with you guys, just individually in the future on YouTube videos if y'all down for it. So just let me know. I cover like on my channel, I cover hot topics. I do cover a little bit. I do cover reality TV and also like, nostalgia as well, like Black nostalgia. So.
All right. Uriel, you're next.
I want to say, like everybody, I did miss Bondi, but I want to thank Scotty for inviting me on. The rest of the panel members for making me feel welcome, and for the commenters that didn't go in on me because I thought they might because they was mad Bonnie wasn't here. But I had a good time. Look forward to the next. And also, if you do these for Basketball Wives, please hit me up.
All right, I just want to say thank y'all for having me on the panel. This was my second go round. Scotty, you really put together something. It's crazy. Like, you put together something that's organic. Like, none of this is forced. We all have different views. We all get along. This is actually my second time sitting and talking with y'all, and you would have never guessed. It would seem like, we've been talking about this forever. You always find a way to make people feel welcome. And y'all, like, literally the support from even being in the panel, coupled with the support from y'all, has been unreal. I am almost to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. I am 70 subscribers away from 1K, and it is crazy. I really enjoy talking about this with y'all. And yeah, just thank you for having me. Spilling all the tea, you killed it. Honestly, like, the psychology behind your commentary was deep, and I'm like, dang. So yeah, it was a good time. I subscribe to you as well, and yeah, thanks y'all for having me, and even the commenters. I saw the nice comments as well as y'all's opinions. I respect them all, but thank y'all for watching us. Go ahead and follow me. It's Niecy Dixon everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, no space in between. It's just Niecy Dixon. Thank y'all.
Okay, and I guess I can close it out by saying that first of all, I appreciate all the comments from Nieces, filling out T, Josiah, Jamie, Terrence, everybody, because um I never knew. I like when I first putting this panel together was really a random ass idea that I never intended on making like something, making this something that was a constant thing. I never knew that it was gonna get the response that it got, but I'm kind of glad that it did get the response that it got because it allowed other YouTubers that may not even get the chance to be seen the way that they should be seen the opportunity to be seen. And I think that's not what I think. That's partially why I chose the people that I chose. Not only do I respect all of them and I do like what they do, but it's just something about smaller YouTubers that I really, really like. And I just feel like they should be seen. Like Nisi, I saw Nisi literally last week and I shared her video. And from the moment that I saw her, that one video, I said, I need to have her on a panel. And I did not know that she was going to come on that panel the very next night, but she did. And when she got on there, it fit just like that. Jamie, I've known her for over a year now. I found her on during the Basketball Wives saga, and I always said that if I ever had the chance to do anything, I would always do something with her. I knew that she would be good for this panel, and I just feel like she's one of those people that I feel should be seen more often because there's a lot of people. There's people don't realize that there's a lot of small YouTubers that have just as good content as those that have way more subscribers than all of us. So I felt like she was great to be chosen. Um, I chose spilling all the tea because although yes, because one thing Bundy isn't here, so we did need this person. I decided to choose spilling all the tea because I've always loved his personality, and on top of that, not only that, I just like his viewpoints, and I've known him for a long time. And as I said before, the camera that I use is the camera that he gave to me personally, and I've always been thankful for it, and I will always be thankful for that. So the quality that you get from me is spilling out of tea. So y'all didn't thank him for that shit. So always thanking him for that. Josiah. He's another person that I love dearly, and I chose him for the panel because I also want him to be fucking seen more often. I feel like he needs to be seen more often. I see something in him, and I just want him to be seen. And I love him dearly. Like I said, we're building a brotherhood, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. He always, checks on me to see if I'm okay, or just small things that really matter. So I really do appreciate that. And Terrence, and I'm not gonna be shady. I'm not gonna be shady. Terrence is someone that I have been friends with at this point. I can say that he has been a friend to me for the last year. Um, it's just something about when I first saw his videos. I just knew that we was gonna be friends. I knew we were gonna be friends for the moment I saw his videos. I already knew it. And I'm just waiting for the day that we actually get up and hang out together for real, for real. I can't wait till that happens. I know that's gonna be a great time. I can't wait till that actually happens because it's gonna happen at some point, and I can't wait till it does. But anything that I do, I'm always gonna include Terrence in it every time I do something, especially if it's something just dealing with just a guys panel. I'm gonna always ask Terrence to do it. I'm always gonna ask Josiah to do it too. I'm always gonna ask them both to do something. Like Terrence, Josiah, and Jamar. Jamar's not here, but I'm gonna always ask those. Those are three people I know for a fact that I'm gonna always ask. But at some point, I'm probably gonna always ask spilling all the tea too, because he just made his mark in this motherfucker, and I see that everybody enjoyed him. So you might be
Mhm.
you might end up being an official member of the panel. Even when bonded here, you just might be asked again. Okay, so yeah, I I know that I'm coming across as like I'm talking too much. I'm very long winded right now, but I just want to thank you guys for just coming up here and just being a part of this. Because, like I said, I never knew that it would become what it's becoming, but it has, and it wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for. I'm not gonna give myself all the credit. It's because of y'all that that's what it is. So appreciate all of y'all for it. But with that being said, we are out of here, y'all. I know y'all wanted us to talk about Salt Lake City, but we already discussed talking about Salt Lake City before we got on live, and nobody wanted to talk about Salt Lake City. So that's out of the picture right now. But y'all just gonna have to deal with the individual reviews that we do on Salt Lake City. But nobody, as a collective, nobody wants to talk about Salt Lake City. But with that being said, y'all, I am out of. We will not. We are all out of here. And till next time, we'll holler at y'all. So yeah.